Well, you will see some spoilers right now, Bacon. Hello guys, welcome to the stream. It is still going on. I wasn't expecting it either. That's gonna last for 3 parts, but there we are. And this is gonna be the last part, I promise. I will breeze through stuff, hopefully, today. And we will conclude this fantasy tournament today with all of you guys. Hello everyone who tuned in for the stream, by the way. How are you all today? Hello Noodly, Ken, Juke, Bacon. How are you all, guys? Pick the code team, Alison D. Yeah, dude, you missed the everything because what happens? We were literally tied as the last on the last round of last game, and I couldn't decide in my head. I was also a bit drunk, but I couldn't decide in my head who I want to win in this game. So we literally pulled out a coin flip during stream and flipped the coin who will win. So yeah. And also some of the results have not been exactly how I was like planning in my head before the stream, because what I implemented last stream is that before each match I ask for chat's opinion on one person to either have like better scores than usual or worse scores than usual, and we like rotated between games. So like in Ugeltab, Monkey, Daniel's chat gave Monkey a little boost. In Idomar Swift, Big Sivar, their chat was choosing who would be like playing slightly worse than usual, and chat, and by chat I mean Skye, chose Wire. And for our match chat we were choosing who will be outperforming a bit, and chat chose D. And for Cobb, Skye, Ken, anti-chat chose Ken to underperform, unfortunately. And we will keep the same rotation. We will start with losers bracket today. Ken, anti, then Monkey, and I will ask for you for one of person to buff to give better results than I would have given if I was just doing it fully by myself. So yeah. So Zaf, everyone has to take a shot, dude. A shot. I would laugh for natural. When I was first doing drunk buddy games, it was just I had 2 rules. First, it was like me playing in a party with people, and if I don't win or tie for first place, I take a shot. And every time we get avalanche, I take a shot. So that was a fun time. Maybe I should do that again on stream this time. He's always the god. How could they overperform? That's true. That's why we won. And I said to keep up a bit of a storyline that since this tournament is like, I'm trying to simulate it, so if it was played like right now, like I said before, that your team would be outperforming a bit comparing to first match, and mine would be a bit underperforming and stuff, while Itamar and Sif would be also outperforming, because I feel like out of all teams, your teams and Buccaneers are probably one of the only ones who would somewhat practice, like especially together. Me and D probably would too, but like I feel like if it was played right now and with that the same break as between the streams, our team would probably underperform even more, because I have not been playing anything at all. I just been kind of dying past week. I don't know what's going on. I also will never say on stream ever again that next stream will be MCCI, because every time I say that I will stream MCCI like in the next few days, I just lose all motivation to stream or play MCCI for some reason. I don't know why it keeps happening. So next stream is definitely not gonna be MCCI, and it's not gonna happen in the next few days. That's it. So yeah. Let me get my thing. If an art would happen right now, Bleaching, I would totally practice. Yeah, that's what I've saying. You feel out of all teams would probably have the most like motivation to grind out and try to perform better, which, like I said, I feel like most teams would remain the same compared to previous round, but your team would be outperforming a bit. Yeah. What the fuck, party games? Hello, Nils. Oh, party game, yeah. And I want to finish it tonight because Dark Horse in actual tournament that actually will be played is soon. It's in less than 3 days. It doesn't mean that the matches will be played in like that they will start on day 1, but I hope they will. I hope they will be. I adjusted the... I had a raw idea of the bracket of how it will look like, so I made all the adjustments based on time zones. So hopefully people will be able to play pretty fast the first few rounds. There will be some issues for sure going forward, but I don't know, it feels like judging by all the times that people put in their applications, this tournament is kinda pretty, I don't know, balanced in terms of time zones and available times to play, so I feel like it might go by fast if people are interested in playing, so hopefully nothing will stop this tournament from finishing fast. I was gonna make more party games graphs and so stream, oh my bad. I was practicing for a kind of tournament, but Kronos has a Minecraft server I wanna play. Out of all people, you chose Kronos' server to play on. Not judging, but kinda looking at you with a side eye. Kronos should participate, bro, imagine. Party games tournaments, but only for people who have been like, I don't know, muted or kicked from the server. I don't know if Kronos ever was kicked, but I think he was muted at one point, I'm not sure. I care you never meet Kronos. Yeah. You don't know that, I might be a leaderboard from 2015. You don't know what I am. I know exactly who you are. I know where you live, Noodly. Mobiles and party games. Certain mobiles, I'm good at counting. It's party games time, very soon. And party games time here. Let us get to the first match today, which is Ken, NT, and Monkey Denies. And just like last time, you guys will be choosing one person out of those 4. And for this match, you will be choosing who will be outperforming at beat, who will be playing slightly better than I would have given them. You just type one of the names in chat, Ken, NT, Denies, Monkey, and then we will start. And then we will begin. Sylvian, hello Sylvian. You got here in time indeed. There's only 6 people from the PG server, know where I live. Yeah, and I'm one of them. Aren't supposed to know, oof. NT, Ken. Based Ken buff right after debuffing him last time. This is gonna be so hard for my heart to choose. I hope the game selections will be easy for me to sway it one way or another, because I know I like all the teams. I like the teams who got eliminated too. Will and Tab, my very good friends. I like Pixie and Wire, they're very cool, but like, man. man, Pixie and Wire got unlucky against Itamar and Swift. Hold on, let me find it. This is just pain. we do not talk about this game. The game 1 of Buccaneers versus Big Wire. And the wire debuff as well during it. I feel like, wait, was... Yeah, also this one, there was like a 2-star difference between them. And Big Ten Wire having a chance to get it, to get the win right at the end. And we just see it on the stream, pick jousting, 8 out of 8. That was quite sad. Yeah. And also this like losers bracket are very, I don't know, this whole remaining teams are very similar to the third 2v2 teams, just purely from this tournament, because it just, all those teams existed there, besides Daniels and Monkey and Cobb Skye, but like Monkey and Cobb were also in the tournament, just Monkey was teamed with Juke and Cobb was teamed with Tab, so pretty much the only two teams that... well, only one team that didn't have anyone in third 2v2 was Big C Wire, actually, so... yeah. Yes, it is 2-1 in favor of our boy Kenneth, who will be playing even better than he usually does. It's just very scary thought. I don't think I would have been ready. I'm ready for buffed Kenneth. Are all games intact here? I hope I don't have like some random avalanche in this list. Alright, let us go. Let's go to the first game of losers bracket today between Ken and Dan Monkey. Whoever loses is out of the tournament, and whoever wins will be in a guaranteed top 4 spot, which is Pog. Although top 4 out of, in this tournament, top 4 is exactly just halfway past all the teams, which doesn't sound as impressive if you phrase it that way, but still, top 4 is top 4. Alright, let's go with the first game, and it's Frozen Floor. Man, why do we have to start with a big one? And this is a very interesting one, because I have all 4 of them are pretty good at Frozen 4, so, and it's hard to predict who would have won, but as the game starts, they're queuing into Frozen 4 as round number 1, game 1. Ken chooses Monkey, Anti chooses... Actually no, Anti goes for Monkey. I think he would love to fight him, while Ken is going at Denies to fight each other in Frozen 4, 2 separate 1v1s with also all the randoms still in the game. As 1v1 starts to happen, Ken already gets Denies on the edge but doesn't manage to finish him up, getting interrupted a bit by the randoms, while Anti and Monkey fighting it out on the other side, with Monkey successfully hitting some combos and Anti hitting off the land. Ken, with a bit of a slowdown because of random, gets Denies off, and it's a 1v1 between him and Monkey, with randoms kind of minding their own business, getting one of them off and turning into another 1v1 on the other side of the map, with Ken and Monkey finding it all out on the different side, and Ken ended up victorious, only having to deal with one remaining random, getting first 3 points for his team. At the start of this game, we're moving to Jungle Jump. Pretty good game for Ken and Anti, because Denies is pretty Rusty and Monkey doesn't do the fastest route, trying to just be more consistent in jungle jump. With Ken having a clean run, finishing in first place. Monkey and Enki mostly being on the same block, trying to fight out, with Enki getting stuck on the stairs a bit. And as they approach the last block, Enki manages to few frames ahead, barely finish off Monkey, getting a huge lead over jungle jump, 8-1 after just 2 rounds. Pretty good start, and big fishing. Oh, even the game. This is like scary. This is scary for a scary game selection against SBD. Because both Ken and Enki are very good at big fishing. So is Monkey, but Denies might struggle with this game a bit, and he does fall behind mostly all 3 of them. He's kinda close to Enki, but it's between Ken and Monkey for the first place once again. With Enki securing 3rd place over Denies, and Ken with just 1 pick, but he manages to pull through and get another win over Monkey, and it's a disastrous start for Blueberries. We do not like to see that. For fans of Monkey and Dan. Is that a 24 star? You'd imagine. Ken buff is too strong. And will split as round number 4 approaches. It's another better game for Ken and Enki, in my opinion. But Enki is not fully warmed up yet, and as map is deteriorating fast, Enki is the first one to slip off. Denies and Monkey are left against Kenneth, trying to gain some points and not let Kenneth get another win. Monkey is the first one out of the last 3, and it's between Dan and Ken, and Denies does manage to get a good last jump, giving Kenneth another win. 15-6, no change of start difference, but SBD is still 9 points ahead with halfway down of game 1. RPG 16 approaches the next game and seems Ken the GOAT indeed. And it is a good game for all 4 of them. All pretty good at this one, with only fewer randoms remaining throughout the previous rounds. So it's mostly consisting of our opponents battling each other. The spawn spike is too broken. Yeah, this is spoilers for a 6th 1v1. It's actually just Ken will be in top 4. Like, just someone just remember this moment. Remember this clip. Like, spoilers for the script. Kenneth will be getting top 4 next 1v1 tournament. It's that easy. That easy. But will he be getting top 4 in this tournament? Which is way more important, obviously. As RPG goes, it is mostly the fights between Ken and Tint. Monkey Denies not involving the randoms too much, with Enki getting the first one out and killed by Monkey, and it is mostly the fight between Ken and Blueberries here, with him being able to get some kills and finishing in 2nd place, not getting 24 stars, unfortunately, with Monkey as the first one, and Denies outplacing Enki for 3rd place, finally gaining some stars, only being 7th behind with 3 rounds left. Animal Slaughter, next one. Also a pretty good pretty good game for all 4 of them. But Ken and Anti mostly staying in first and third for the whole game. Denias in the second place. Monkey trying to steal some points from Anti, trying to catch up and get into top 3. But as the last few seconds hit, Ken emerges once again victorious with Denias only in second place and Anti in the third. 9 stars with 2 rounds left. Almost impossible difference already. Chicken rings. Not the best start for Blueberries. Monkey having a bit better spawn, manages to get the lead over other players. With Ken is basically on his tail. Both of them changing positions back to back as the game goes, but Monkey with a little better execution towards the end, finishing in first, beating off Ken. And Denias passing Anti, who missed one of the last rings, finishing in third place, recovering 2 more points, but still 7 behind with 1 round left. It is not gonna decide anything. Jigsaw Rush. Pretty fast ending, thankfully. Kenneth with the first, Monkey with second, and Anti with third. Another gain for SBD and a 22 star for Kenneth. Yeah, that's a little buff. A little buff for our boy Ken here. And a confident win for SBD in the first round. With a pretty good game selection, but honestly don't know how which games Monkey and Dan need to look for to beat Ken and Anti. I don't know. It's hard to say which games they would prevail at. Maybe something more PvP related, maybe like games like Shooting Range, maybe some Bombardment. We'll see. Maybe Trampolinia. Maybe Trampolinia is the game they need for a better start. And the better start they are getting with Monkey hitting the first booster and getting ahead right off the start. Kenneth trying to catch up to him, getting some points, but Anti is struggling behind Denias, who is close to even passing Kenneth and maybe getting 4-star lead at the start by Kenneth hitting the booster, and both him and Monkey are within their 30s in terms of points, not age yet. And it is the fight for the first place between them, with Monkey managing to steal this one for his team and starting with a 2-star lead for Blueberries. Next is contemplating a completely different game selection this time. Completely different games to see who will play out victorious in this one. And as this game starts, all 4 players are interchangeable on the leaderboard. No one is staying in one place. They're changing up until the very end, and as the game hits, the scoreboard shows Kenneth in third, Anti in second, and Denias in the first place, tying the second round and keeping Blueberries ahead for the time being. For the time being, Chicken Rings. A game that was better for Blueberries last time. Can they keep it this time? It was pretty close, and it is gonna be close once again with Kenneth and Monkey fighting for the first place, and Denias is slightly behind Anti for the third one. Ken this time manages to maintain his lead, finishing in first ahead of Monkey, and Anti doesn't miss the ring this time, finishing in third and tying up the score in the matchup. And Jigsaw Rush, that is not the game that Blueberries would want to see, with both Ken and Anti being pretty confident in this one. Ken finishing in the first and Monkey in second once again, but Anti slows down for this one a bit, letting Denias pass him and not getting any win for SBD, only tying up again a 12-12 score after 4 rounds. pig fishing, a game that's Blueberries not want to see too much, knowing how good Ken and Anti are, and it's basically playing out very similar with Kenneth having a bit more difference over Monkey this time, a bit more confident. Is Anti nerfed? Anti is like not nerfed by chat, but like he is not like at his like peak, I would say, form, because he's definitely not like playing too much right now because of school and stuff. So he's not on like the level where he was against Sylvan and Bloodser, but he was like playing on notebook and couldn't even shift properly because it was messed up, but it's definitely not in like the best shape. A bit of rust on Anti, but still yeah, in a pretty good condition, let's say. 3 rounds to go. Shooting range, again that I mentioned. Maybe the game that Monkey and Dan will be able to prevail, but they would still need to both get some good points. As Dania starts off with hitting a few golden mobs, Kenneth manages to catch up, and it's fight between Anti and Monkey for the 3rd place. Anti gets the TNT arrow, getting some points for himself. And basically Dan, Ken, and Anti are all close in points, with only 20 needed to finish for either of them. And Golden Skeleton actually appears on the map, and the first one to hit it was Danias, with Anti and Kenneth only finishing 2nd and 3rd, and another tie in this matchup, and not letting SBD getting more points. 7th round, Jungle Jump. Not the game ended well for Dan and Monkey. They need to do something to not let Ken and Anti finish it all with 7th round. But none of them are able to catch up to Kenneth, who finished once again in the 1st place. With Dan and Anti finding it out for the 2nd one this time, with Daniels not messing up like he did in the previous game. And Daniels manages to get 2nd, but SBD still getting points, still getting +2 more. 4 ahead with 1 round left. Blueberries need some stuff. They need some big swing at the end to try and catch up, to try and sway their way. Did they get the game they needed? It's RPG 16. It could be a swing, considering that the games are pretty fast, randoms are still here, but Ken and Anti are both good at this one, so it's gonna be tough. Danias getting some pretty good early kills, getting on top of the leaderboard, but then both Ken and Anti catching up to him. Monkey tying up the scores with Anti, and it is becoming a bit of a stalemate as both teams engage in the fight, with Monkey killing Anti off and catching up to Kenneth. It is getting very close with Dan in 1st, Kenneth in 2nd, and Monkey in 3rd, but do they have time to get the win? With Ken, it's basically 1v2ing on the last seconds against both of them, and at the last second getting 1 more kill on Monkey, securing his 2nd place and not letting Blueberries catch up, winning this match by 2 points, and a 2-0 score currently between those two teams. And let's go to the 3rd one and see how it will play out, because 1st one was a pretty confident win for SBD, but Monkey and Daniels managed to pull their ways in the 2nd one, almost snatching at least a tie at the end. So they're definitely capable of getting further. Maybe they need games like Big Jousting, although Ken Anti is pretty scary team at this one too. Ken Anti is just a scary team in general. So let's see what they got in game 3, and it's minecart racing, another new one. Cycle is very diverse today. Starting off with Anti and Denius having more wolves on their corresponding teams, with Monkey and Denius hitting their shots pretty confidently, Denius finishing in first place, and both Anti and Ken getting ahead of Monkey, tying up the score in this minecart racing. Starting off with the tied chicken rings. Number 2, which ended completely differently last 2 times. And this might end also very differently. Or maybe it will be the same. Let's see. Monkey and Ken once again starting off ahead, with Denius this time a bit closer, and he's struggling at the start a bit. It's been a bit battle between Ken, Monkey and Denius for the top 3 spots, and Ken managed to keep it for himself, with Denius and Monkey only finishing in top 2 and 3. Another tie, a 6-6 score after 2 rounds. We are getting into workshop. Kenneth with a good side, Anti with bad one, and so are Monkey and Denius, both of them bad side, basically guaranteeing Kenneth easy 3 points here, but Anti needs to pull through against both Dan and Monkey to get into top 3. Denius is the first one out of those 3 to finish, and it's between Anti and Monkey to get into top 3, and Anti finishes first, finally breaking the tie, getting SBD into the lead towards the middle of the game, which is super ship. Always interesting to see, but Ken and Anti are very good at this one, and they're starting off pretty aggressively, killing off Denius very fast and leaving only Monkey against both of them, including one of the randoms here who almost messed up Anti, but Anti hitting the jump, escaping the near-death situation. Kenneth and his teammate with a good coordination managed to trap Monkey, who does not hit the jump, and Ken and Anti both finishing in top 2, gaining a 4-star lead, a significant win halfway through the game, and it might be over for Blueberries. They need to find some good answers. Trampolinio might be it, but it's a tough one. It's a tough one to get the big points at, especially with Kenneth, who starts off with a booster and getting plus 10 right at the start. Monkey and Denius keeping their lead ahead of Anti, but still don't manage to fully pass Kenneth, who hits the last booster he needs, and finishing off this game in the first place, with Monkey and Dan on the second and third. They did not lose anything, but they're still not gaining any stars. 6 behind, 3 rounds left. Lab escape is not the game they want to see. It's not the game they would like to see, because Ken and Anti are very good at this one, with both of them basically being around the same rhythm, the same pace. Kenneth is slightly ahead, Anti right behind him. Denius about block behind Anti, trying to catch up, trying to catch Anti, making a big mistake, but they both stay pretty consistent with gaining another 4 stars. That is not the game Blueberries needed, and now they're 10 behind, 2 rounds left. Almost impossible to come back. Cannon painting is kinda game where you can target your opponent, but Monkey and Dan only managed to get a 2 stars here against Ken and Anti, and last game finishing off with a little bombardment round, which I mentioned before, because Monkey and Dan are both pretty good. They both managed to outlive Anti as the first day 5 started, with Denius then dying before Ken, and Monkey slightly outleading Kenneth as well right at the end, getting Blueberries another 2 points, but still overall a 3-0 win for SBD. Yeah, the Kenneth buff was too strong. Kenneth buff. Although I think, like, now looking at the, like, those teams and games, I feel like there are like not that many games that it's just like Monkey and Den are just not the good matchup for Ken. I mean, Ken and Ken not a good matchup for Monkey and Den overall, I feel like. Especially since both of them don't play much right now, so it would have been tough anyway. They had a chance in second game, but Ken buff came in clutch. And now we're getting to the game where you guys will be nerfing someone. Bacon, Sandbleach, Itamar, Swift. I wonder if Bacon is gonna nerf one of his team members. That would be funny. Nerf Itamar his watch instantly. Yeah, type one name out of those 4 in chat who you want to see getting nerfed in this game, getting to less stars. I would love to see this matchup in actual like tournament. Both of those teams are like pretty similar in skills. Also, all 4 of them, we might see some of the 1v1s between them in upcoming Dark Horse, because all 4 of them are in the tournament. Imagine 1v1 between Bacon and Bleach and Itamar and Swift in like finals of like losers bracket and winners bracket. That would be sick. Nerf Bacon is dead, to Bacon is very dead. Real. Let's nerf Bleach. Actually, let's nerf everyone to the point. The randoms win now. We're not gonna, like, we're not assigning like really big nerfs, just slightly underperforming someone. I don't know. He didn't nerf, he already jumps off in Volcano early. He's already nerfed. You're gonna, he messed up like once in Volcano, and you're gonna remind him of that for the rest of his life. So we have 1 for Itamar, 1 for Bacon, and 2 for Bleach right now. People are a bit more enthusiastic about this one. That Volcano added their tournament. I don't know if like this lag that happened during this Volcano is actually the determining factor. Because I watched it back and like Skye was like so in such a better position without this lag compared to everyone else, and the lag actually screwed her a bit because like it teleported her down before the last block she was supposed to be on disappeared, and like it messed up her like trying to align herself and get the timing right, which she would have had so much time to do. So I don't see. I explained it to Sant in DMs when you guys were talking about it, so. But I was a bit tired, so I was like, okay, I will look at it again tomorrow, and tomorrow did not change my view of it. Like, I feel like the lag actually messed up Skye's position to make it look worse like it actually was, and without the lag, Skye would have still had a confident first place in that Volcano. Not to mention that later this lag also screwed Skye in Anvil Spliff, forcing her to die early because of the ghost block. So had the coded jump and my bulk wasn't much worse. It wasn't like much worse, but it was like Skye's bulk still was close to the mid, and like she didn't need to like have a coded jump. She could have just had a good jump, and she would have jumped to this block when it just turned like from yellow to orange, which means no, it was still yellow when she was about to jump to it, which means she would have had so much time to prepare for the jump there. So, like I said, she didn't even get a chance to do so and got teleported back earlier than that last block disappeared because of the lag, so... But during the tournament we knew Skye had frozen but hadn't analyzed blocks or anything, it should have been voided. I don't remember what was happening during the match and why it wasn't voided. I feel like I don't remember what my reasoning was. I forgot. I think people thought it was auto-voided, so we didn't say anything. Because even Sen told it was voided, and then it wasn't. I think Sen didn't say that it was voided, but he asked maybe if we're gonna void it or something. I think he said he asked me in chat if we're voiding it or not. And I don't remember what I said. I think I said we're just gonna look at it later or something. Or maybe that we like didn't void something similar before. So we're not gonna void that, so I don't know. I don't remember. I was too tired at that point. I haven't slept for like 20 hours during that match or something. Really, because I don't remember ever saying that it will be voided or something, so that's weird. I don't remember seeing him say that. Huh, that's interesting. Time for redemption match, yeah. With Bleach being nerfed. Poor Bleach. The Bleach hate is so real here. He won too many decathlons. People do not want to see him win more events. Let's start the game between two pure 30v2 teams. Hypixel says and Bombardment Buccaneers. Bacon is dead in Bleach versus Itamar Swift. Both teams are probably in a better shape compared to the rest of the players. Both putting some more practice than others, and one of them unfortunately has to go and the other will go against another 30v2 team, Ken and Anti, in the fight for top 3. But right now, it's just a fight for top 4, which starts with Animal Slaughter. Boy, how would this play out? Hopefully they can redeem that volcano incident. Hope so too. But start with a little bit of Animal Slaughter as the first game. Pretty hard to say who would be good at this one, but Inamar and Swift are both starting off a bit stronger with more animals around them. Both Bleach and Bacon catching up quickly around 40s points. They both managed to tie up the scores, and it is now the fight for the first place between basically everyone. With getting a few points lead towards the end, managing to get first place at the start of Animal Slaughter, and Bacon, Bleach, and Itamar are all fighting it out for the second and third place. with Bacon getting slightly ahead of Itamar towards the end, but still losing 2 points at the start of the round 1. We are getting into the second game of Workshop. It's not something you would like to see for Hypixel Says team. Itamar, Bacon, both good sides, with Swift and Bleach at the bad sides. And the close battle for first place, Itamar finishing in the first place, Bacon in second, and Swift fighting off with Bleach for the third place. That's higher than my average. You're both good. Just Sylvian and Bats are better. Just the bad memories. Workshop 8 out of 8 against Bats and Sylvian. With Bleach and Swift fighting it out for the third place. And who would win this one? No idea. Then also Bleach finishing in the third place, not letting Buccaneers increase their lead. Jungle Jump. Game where all 4 of them are pretty much around the same level, with Bacon being starting on the fence, getting a slightly lead ahead others, but and as all 4 of them approach the checkpoint, Itamar falls right after it, forcing it into Bacon Bleach versus Swift for the first place, with Swift slightly ahead of Bleach, but still needed to catch up to Bacon, who gets a bit stuck on the stairs, and now Swift and Bacon both on the same block, approaching the last few jumps, and Bleach finishing in third place, and person in the first was Bacon, tying up the score, going into the next round of pig fishing, with this one being probably the closest pig fishing in the tournament, with all 4 players within like 3 points in between each other, all trying to stay in top 3, but ultimately with Bacon finishing in third, Bleach in first, and Itamar in the second place, giving Hypixel Says a few star lead after halfway down through the game. Jigsaw Rush 1-1, keep getting first one at the end. Real, it's just part of the script, don't worry. The script that I'm writing as we go. Let me take a drink before Jigsaw. And as I was taking the drink, this Jigsaw is already over. Average Jigsaw Rush moment. With Bacon finishing in the first place, and Itamar securing the second place, but Sandwich messing up his placement and struggling to find the mistake, letting Swift pass him and tie up the score in his Jigsaw, not letting Hypixel Says this time increase the lead. Ho 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 is the next round. Oh, this is a tough one because all 4 of them are good, and it will come down to the team comms to decide the winner of this one, with both Bacon and Bleach securing more land than their opponents and trying to split it somewhat evenly, and Itamar and Swift deciding to give 1 land to just 1 person, that being Itamar, who ends up placing more land than Bacon, but not enough to pass Bleach. Another 2 stars for Hypixel Says as they approach next game, RPG 16. that's not how you spell it. RPG 16 as round 7, and it's a pure 2v2 with all randoms are gone. Bacon Bleach versus Itamar and Swift, who are looking towards a potential to tie this up right here and try to steal the win at 8th round. And a bit better accuracy, both Itamar and Swift starting off strong with getting some kills and team kills, forcing them to get into the top 2. Bacon and Bleach spawn near each other, managing to get Bleach to catch up to Itamar in points, and then all of them engaging in another 2v2 with Swift and Bleach both getting one more kill, and as Bacon and Itamar trying to fight it out as well. On the other side, timer runs out with Bleach finishing in 2nd, Itamar 3rd, and Swift in 3rd, getting 2 more points for Buccaneers with the 1 last round remaining. The final round of game 1 would be Trampoline. A bit of underwhelming, I would say, to decide who would win here. I would love to see like big jousting finale between those teams, but we'll see. Trampoline as round number 8. If any team kills were allowed, wait, why did you think they were not allowed? I remember asking this all. Trampoline starts with Bleach being the first one to reach the booster, getting some plus 10 points, but not managing to find much like afterwards. All remaining 3 players catching up to him quickly, and it's a very close fight for all of them for the first place, with Bacon, Bleach, and Swift all being in 20 points, with Itamar being the first person to break 30 plus and approaching the victory with just 1 more booster that he's about to hit, but Bacon steals it from him quickly, trying to align his jump to get the plus 10. Itamar focuses on the other points while sending Swift fighting for the 3rd place. Bacon now is also with 30-ish points after getting the booster, but Itamar getting a bunch of yellow coins on the side of the map and about to finish in the 1st place, with Bacon right behind in the 2nd, and the person who was in 3rd as the game hit, the end game hit, was Swift, tying up the score and ending the first game between Hypixel and Buccaneers in a 24-24 tie. Nice. Like every other game with teams, you're allowed to boost skills, so I assume same for RPG. I don't know, I just feel like it's a pretty good part of the strategy to do team kills in RPG, and also it would be too much pain in the ass to like count or not count like team kills, like I don't know. And also I guess when we were just doing the tournaments, like we didn't like really do much besides just counting the stars that Hypixel was displaying, so not accounting for like any other outside factors, so I don't know. And it just always kind of made sense to me to have them all out. I don't know. Like one of the fewer games that actually involve some team strategy with team kills, I would say, and team coordination, which makes RPG in 2v2s a bit more interesting than just 1v1s. than it would have been without team kills, I would say. I don't know. I also don't play in other tournaments, so I don't know how they do that. Alright, let's move to the second game of Hypixel versus Buccaneers, both of them at 1 point after tying the first round. And starting off with Lawnmower at game number 1. With all 4 of them being incredibly close and fighting it all out for until the last seconds for top 3. With Itamar slightly dropping out of the top 3, and it is between Swift against Sand and Bleach. Sand and Bleach, bruh, I am so fucking silly. Against Bacon and Bleach. I have stopped calling Bleach Sand and I just called Bacon Sand. Fuck me, dude. And as the timer hits 0, the leaderboard displays Bacon in the first, Bleach in second, and Swift with third place with a very unexpected 4-star sweep at the start of game 2 in Lawnmower. Looking good. Hypixel says going into a game that they won last time, but both Itamar and Swift are pretty good at it too. And with randoms are all still being in the game, it is tough for both teams to secure as much land as they did last time, with mainly Swift, mainly both teams deciding to give most of the lane to one person. On Hypixel says it is Bleach who gets the first place, and on Buccaneers it is Swift in the second one, and actually both Bacon and Itam are not being able to place, giving up a lot of land and actually being passed by one of the randoms at the end unexpectedly, and which is a bit better result than just a tie, since Hypixel gains still 1 point, but a bit underwhelming result with pig fishing. As the next game gonna be another close one. Man, I love all streams. Thank you, Juke. Thank you. I have to say, giving a debuff to the person who has the most potential to be friends with us, since he's an excellent skill levels to all of us, but is at 100 wins. Yeah. Bleach is... Imagine Bleach grinding party games. A scary thing to imagine. Maybe Dark Horse Only One will give him some motivation, inspiration for that, and we'll see like another S tier in the future. Or maybe it will be Bacon. I would love to see one of the Dark Horse participants becoming like top tier player in the future, and maybe getting top 4 in like actual 1v1 next time. That would be sick. That's what this tournament is mostly for, to try to get more new players into like regular tournaments, or just give people who don't play as much a bit more fun time than just getting eliminated instantly like it usually goes in 1v1s. I just joined. I have no concept what has happened so far. We're running a Party Games tournament fanfiction with those 8 beautiful teams from past 2v2 tournaments who haven't made it top 4. Finding it out in a hypothetical 2v2 tournament if it was played today. So yeah, and we are playing game 2 of Losers Round 2 between Buccaneers and Hypixel says. Hypixel is having a strong lead at the start. 8-3 as peak fishing approaching. This time is once again pretty close between all of them, with Itamar getting in a better pace toward the end. This time ended up in the first place, and all the remaining players were basically 1 point apart each, and the people on the leaderboard were Bacon and Bleach, keeping their 5-star lead after 3 rounds. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, that's a big one. Frozen Floor. A game that can potentially bring back Itamar and Swift into the game. That are good at PvP games, but Bacon and Bleach are both pretty confident at this too. Swift finding out Bleach with Bacon, fighting with Itamar on the other side of the map, and this is not gonna turn into a full sweep since Swift gets Bleach off the map and Bacon gets Itamar off, resulting in a 1v1 between Bacon and Swift, with just 2 randoms remaining as well. And the winner of this 1v1 and first who brings 3 stars for their team is Swift, bringing some points back but still behind. Hypixel says Animal Slaughter, another pretty good game for Itamar and Swift, but once again Bacon and Bleach are confident in this one, and they showed that they can do good in it. As all 4 players fight it out for the top 3 spots, they're all in around 70 points, with Swift being the first one to break around 80 and 90, ultimately finishing as the game ends in the first place, and it's between the remaining 3 who got the spots, and this time Itamar was 2 points behind Bacon, who is in 3rd, with Bleach finishing 2nd, managing to tie up this Animal Slaughter, not letting Buccaneers pass them. 3 more rounds left, cannon painting. Let me just grab it from here. Being once again pretty good team for all 4 of them, and all 4 of them are basically changing the spots on top 3 every second, every time the leaderboard updates. It shows different results, different points, but in the end the top 3 scoreboard shows Bacon in the first, Itamar in 3rd, and Bleach, Itamar in 2nd, and Bleach in the 3rd place, gaining 2 more points for Hypixel says, with just 2 rounds left. Shooting range might be the game they are looking for to secure the win, but they're starting off with Swift in a pretty confident lead. With Bacon hitting the TNT and trying to catch up, and Bleach securing his place a bit over Itamar, with Swift deciding to just finish and gain the first place, not letting Bacon and Bleach finish it up with a win, still having some hope for the last round, but 4 stars is very hard to recover. Maybe with 1 game that Itamar and Swift are exceptionally good at, but it's very unlikely. Let's see what they will get as round 8, and it's Endless Split. Endless Split finale with a 4-star difference. Oh, no shot for lost shooting range. Dude, Itamar and Swift are fucking cracked at combat style games. they eat people in those games, okay? Or they just eat people sometimes. Fucking do pirates eat people? That's that's a that's a very deep philosophical questions during our stream. Thank you. Thank you, D, for a nice message and subscribing for 8 months. Base D as usual. I'm literally a murder mystery mind, not only they're better than me with a bow. Listen, party games is not murder mystery. Okay, that's my point. Let me pull up. I just pulled up 32 and I see you being outplaced by both guys in shooting range. My point stands. All of the other shooting ranges you guys did were good. But still. Being a murder mystery main doesn't guarantee you anything. E, hello ship 03. D is so nice. D is so pog. That's when I was playing the worst PG of my life. Bleach being nerfed also brings your mood down. That's I thought also said D is so odd. I was like, no. Oh shit. I wanna play party games today. I want to train ship after the stream. A bit after the stream. If ship is down to play. D is so odd in a nice way. Yeah, it's so odd how one person can be just so perfect. Doesn't quite fit in my head. Just like this round of Anvil Spliff, it is the deciding one for this game. I'm playing party games all day except for like the first hour of my stream. Oof. I have to play Among the streamers. Let's go. I'm streamer. I haven't played Among Us in ages. I think they're adding like a new map soon. But let's start with Endless Spliff first, which is the last game. I'm gonna stop looking in the chat for this one. Just wrap up game 2. Otherwise we'll be here for extra 3 hours with how many games we have left. Bacon, Bleach, Itamar and Swift are all extremely focused on trying to not make any mistakes to get their team the wins, because Bacon and Bleach both realize that if they mess up, Itamar and Swift will be able to tie it up once again, and it is the worst case scenario. That is not what they need to see. And as the last wave approaching, all 4 players are in pretty good positions, and the first person to be out is Bleach not placing, and it's between Bacon, Itamar and Swift to get the stars, to get the scores, get the top 3 spots, and all of them basically dying around the same time with scoreboard showing the final result of Bacon placing in 2nd place, not letting Buccaneers tied up, and getting a win for Hypixel says in game number 2. 23-21, very close, just like the first one, but Hypixel says he will lead getting into game number 3. Got proximity chat, so it automatically got it. Dude, proximity chat was pretty fun. I remember. I think we were playing with mods and proximity chat, and I remember being like the Morphling and stuff, and I morphed into someone else. And I was just chilling in the room, and Chill just approaches me, and he's like, "Hey," and calls me by the name of the person I morphed into, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And I just respond with my voice, and I'm like, "Hey, Chill, how you doing?" And he just screams and runs away. Bro got scared. It's not Among Us, it's called Goose Goose Duck. I've heard about this game, but haven't seen it. Kat, would you be down for Among Us content in the future? Or just Among Us gaming in my server? Because I miss Among Us. I want to play some Among Us. Yes. Pog, we got one person. That's all I need. Let us start with some shooting range action in here. In game number 3. This time with basically all players getting some golden zombies right off the bat. With golden skeleton appearing shortly after, and Bacon getting it first and getting closer to finishing the game, while the other 3 fight out for the top 3 spots. Bacon ends up in the first place with Itamar second and Bleach in the third one. Hypixel starts off with another win, going into Endless Cliff. I do not fucking understand how else is just making this shit up. Drax. I don't know. I just imagine how it would play out. I watched too many tournament games. I cannot get it out of my head. If this Endless Cliff being not as high stakes as last time, but it's still a game where Itamar and Sif need to pop off to try and bring it back, because if they lose this game, it's all over. But towards the end, Itamar actually slips off the platform, and it is between Bacon, Bleach, and Swift for the top 3 spots, with Swift not being able to hit better block towards the end, and Bleach and Bacon gaining 4 stars in Endless Cliff, almost making it seem over for Buccaneers. They are losing to 1 in overall matchup, and if they're not gonna come back in game 3, they're not gonna get another chance. Bombardment for Bombardment Buccaneers. Can they do something impressive here? All 4 players get to the first death wave, with Bleach and Itamar being the first out, Itamar dying slightly after Bleach, and it's between Swift and Bacon for the first place, and Bacon is one to come out victorious here, hitting 3 first places in a row and securing a 6-star win after 3rd round as well for his team. Workshop approaches with Bleach and Itamar on good sides, Bacon and Swift on bad sides, with Itamar finishing ahead of Bleach and Bacon securing 3rd place, still tying up the scores, 6 stars after halfway through the game. Animal Slaughter with another very close call between all 4 players. With Bleach gaining a bit of lead toward the end, but then hitting -15, dropping out of the top 3, and it's between Bacon, Itamar, and Swift for the top 2 scores, with Swift finishing first, Bacon barely managed to secure second ahead of Itamar. Buccaneers getting some points, but still. 3 rounds to go, 4 stars behind and Frozen 4. A game that might give Itamar and Swift the big swing here that they need to come back. With only one random remaining in the lobby, Bleach will be finding out Swift Bacon against Itamar this time. And as Bacon gets Itamar close to the platform, Itamar barely survives, also being slightly interrupted by the random here. While Bleach and Swift fighting it out on the other side with this time Swift coming out victorious and Bacon managing to finish Itamar off, but then the random who was messing them up the whole game gets Bacon off the platform, giving Bacon only the 3rd place with Swift in the first one, and gaining another 2 stars for Buccaneers. And it's 2 stars for last 2 rounds for Hypixel says. Trampoline is another close one. All 4 of them are very good at it. With all 4 of them being around 30 points altogether, trying to finish it up and get the win. And the Buccaneers come back and swing games as well. Well, because that's what they do. If you look at how they won all their games in 32, that's all from swing games. They're quite good at it. What can I say? And I know you guys are also competent at those because if you guys weren't as competent, you would have ended up like Big C and Wire, who did not have so many chances in swing games. Anyway, Trampoline approaching is fight for the first place as the end of Trampoline approaching, because all of them are in 30 points and the first person to finish might give their team the win here, and it will be Itamar this time, but Swift losing to Bacon by 1 point and still not able to gain any stars, only not getting a tie, still being 2 behind, meaning that Buccaneers have to get 1st and 2nd in the last game to try and get into the 2-2 score and get into the game 4, and they would need to get it in the round of RPG 16, which they might pull it off. There's just 1 random in the game, and Itamar and Swift are pretty good at this one, so it's gonna be close. It's gonna be very close. Starting off with Bacon, Swift and Rhythm, finding it on one side of the map, Bleach and Itamar on the other, with Swift getting the first kill on the random, Itamar getting the kill on Bleach, while Bacon kills Swift, all 3 of them tied for the first place with 1 kill. Itamar respawns close to Swift, who he kills instantly being on low health, getting Itamar to 2 kills. Swift responds next to Bleach, and the random finding it out, Bacon joins the fight, getting a last hit on the random tank with 2 kills with Itamar, and then dying to the Swift almost instantly, who is also at 2 right now. Bleach killing off Swift right after that. He is at 1, but the other 3 are tied with 2 kills. With only 20 seconds remaining in the game. Bacon respawns next to the random, while Itamar and Swift are on the other side, trying to get a team kill, boosting Itamar to 3, Bacon dealing with the random right after that, with 3 kills as well. Itamar then engages in a fight with Bleach. With only few seconds remaining, Bacon then fights the Swift, who respawned right next to him. And with Itamar getting the last hit on the Bleach as the game goes, finishes first with 4 kills. Bacon in the second with 3 kills, and Itamar in third, tying it up in game number 3. But still, Hypixel Cells moves forward with a 3-2 score into the next round. 24, 24, 23, 21, 23, 23. Dude, I will not if this game happened during tournament. It probably wouldn't have been that close, but I'd like to imagine. There we go. We completed the losers round 2. Now onto the one of the last games of winners bracket. D, Cobb and Skye, and you guys are choosing who is getting buffed in this game. You can see you chose the nerf for the last round. Between D, Cobb and Skye, choose one person who will be outperforming for this game specifically. Just type their name in chat and I will be giving them slightly more points. I feel like this game might have been slightly less close if you guys didn't choose to nerf Bleach. Although still 10, 10 and 7 stars, pretty good. Buff D for being a sub. Real. You guys are gonna buff D all the way. You guys are gonna buff D all the way, and then you guys are gonna complain that I rigged the tournament for our team. That's how it always goes. But debuff is based. Because D is very cool. And I just fucking spilled so much water over my mouse pad. Oops. My bad. Yes, we will complain it's rigged. But you guys the one rigging it. It's definitely all your fault. Like, your slight influence over my decisions is definitely what decides it all. Alright. D with a buff once again. Well, I would still be a bit debuffed since last time, because I'm not playing anything at all right now. Finding it out in the finals of winners bracket. A guaranteed top 3 spot for both of those teams, and one of them will be moving on to the grand finale, and the other one in the losers bracket finals. Let's see how it will play out. Starting off with game number 1, round 1. I'm gonna lose my shit if it's Jigsaw Rush. I'm losing my shit anyway, it's fucking Big Justin, no. Okay, this is not the worst team to go up against in Big Justin. Alright. See. Cobb and Skye both spawn relatively close. Me and D are a bit separate, but still on the similar sides. Cobb and Skye both are camping in around the same spots. On me and D converge and decide to go at both of them at the same time. Mainly targeting Cobb. With us getting in a 2v2 basically situation right at the end. Not at the end, but like after we found where Cobb and Skye were hiding, while all the randoms fight on the other side. With us monitoring Cobb being the first out, with me following right after, and it's between Skye and D in the fight for the first place, with Skye ended up victorious, but with randoms dying out pretty fast. It took us a bit to find them, with Skye placing first and D in the third place, getting 2 stars for Cobb and Skye in pick jousting round 1. Next one is minecart racing. With me and Cobb having more wool than our teammates, so both of us trying to boost each other, with Cobb hitting the first place and max speed a bit ahead of me, and D passing Skye by a bit towards the end, finishing in third place, tying up the scores in minecart racing, but still being behind Cobb and Skye going into workshop. With Cobb and me having bad side, D and Skye on the good side. With Skye, Cobb and me, all 3 of us being pretty close, with Cobb and me passing Skye towards the last craft, being neck and neck towards the end, with Cobb hitting first place, me in second, and Skye in third, getting 2 more stars for Cobb and Skye. Moving into the next round of pig fishing. No. Fishing, very confident game for Cobb and Skye, who start off with some good points, and then me being on the same pace as Cobb, both of us securing like a few points diff over Skye, and me getting first towards the end, but still only. Oops, what am I doing? I just misplaced everything I was trying to do. With me tying up the score, but still not being able to gain anything. Towards the end, RPG 16 as the next game. It's a pretty good one for me and D. And still a bunch of randoms being in the game, we are able to get some good kills and team kills, while Cobb and Skye struggle to get too many points here, with mainly Skye getting randoms and boosting for team kills. With the final score being me in third, D in first, and Skye in the second place. Team Dual recovering 2 points, being 2 behind, with 3 rounds left behind Cobb and Skye, and Hub Escape as the next one. Oh no. Well, Love Escape is because Cobb and me both ahead of D and Skye by a few blocks, with Cobb obviously finishing in first, me in second, and it is between D and Skye for the third place, and Skye not playing too much recently, and D popping off. They managing to sneak into the third place, getting some points, and not letting Cobb and Skye get more head and will split as the next round. We love to see it. I'm gonna whip off that perspectives of the races that I was busy listening to on Symphony number 5 again based. You're gonna free Odin, real, Anvil Spliff, and this is gonna be a very close one with all 4 of us getting into the last few waves, with Skye not finding better blocks, staying out first, and it's between Bob, me, and D for the top 3 placements, with D being the first one out and Cobb finishing in second, me in first, tying up the score for the last round, 20-20. And the last one will decide it all, and it will be Lawnmower! Oh god. Why is this one the game? I have no idea how to decide who to win Lawnmower, because all 4 of us are very good at it. So you can imagine all 4 of us would be very close up until the very end. Over 350 points all 4 of us managed to get, despite the randoms messing up us here and there. But in the end, the person who got 3rd place was me. And the remaining top 2 spots are going to Cobb in the 1st place, and D in 2nd, bringing the 1st game into a 23-23 tie. Another tie to start it off. And it is. Ask, can you put Beethoven Symphony number 5 as the background music, please? Sure. Let me find it. Or just, I don't know, send it to me in Discord. The one that you're listening to. So I can put it as the background music after this one ends. At 6 minutes is the best part. You can visibly see how they make me look at as least sus as possible. What do you mean? I'm just running a random numbers generator in my head whenever I do those. Like, I'm not trying to, like, I don't, like I said, I don't have like a predetermined winner before each game. I'm just trying to base it off the games that we were getting. Would you say those are unreasonable results? I could see this happening. Okay, I have got the package, and while this music ends, we will roll the next rounds for game 2. And switch to the Beethoven music. I was about to make the beat challenges, and then guys, like, I wasn't trying to. I could see it happening. Like, I don't put an unreasonable result like that. I'm sorry. Would you say any of the rounds they put so far were unreasonable? 29 minutes, pog. That's. Let me make it a bit louder. There we go. We are hitting some classic here. Guys, I've gone someone Jigsaw before, trust me. Totally beat Cobb. You could beat him, IRL, I would say. Pretty reasonable. Okay, we are starting game number 2 with another lawnmower. Oh god. Yeah, the lawnmower. I did beat him, I don't intro. Cycle indeed. We are starting off with what's wrong with once again full random lobby. All four of us being close towards the end. With the once again finishing high, this time passing all of us getting in the first place, Cobb in the second one, and Skye started ahead of me in the third place, tying up the score for the first game, going to the lab escape. Oh no, lab escape, and uh top two is the same, pretty much. Don't think it would have changed much if Skye this time doing less mistakes, finishing in the third place, getting 2 stars for their team after 2 rounds. Bombardment as game number 3. With Guy dying first as the death wave starts, and D dying right after them in the third place, and it's fight between me and Cobb for the number 1 spot, with Cobb coming out victorious in this one, keeping the 2-star lead for his team after 3 rounds, going into fucking big fishing. Big fishing. Ending up basically in the same way, I would say. Tying up once again, 11-13, 2 stars after 4 rounds, and Frozen 4 as the next game. With me finding out Cobb and D up against Skye on the other sides of the map. With Cobb getting me out first and Skye getting the off right off the bat, with right after that with Cobb and Skye hitting a 5-star lead in Frozen 4. Next game, Trampolinho. Uh, with me hitting the first booster and getting a slight lead. With Cobb and Skye, Cobb, Skye and D right behind. Fighting for the top 2 spots in between all 3 of them. Eventually, ending with me in first, and second, and Cobb in the third place. Tying up score again, but still being 7 behind, with only 2 rounds left. Volcano is not the best game, but not the game that will give us 4 stars probably. With me finishing in first, Skye in second, D in third place. Going with 5 stars behind into the last round, which is Jungle Jump. With us being able to recover 2 stars here as well. Skye falling in the middle, but it doesn't change anything, with Cobb and Skye winning second game by 3 stars, going into round number 3. Cobb and Skye are at 2 wins, me and D are at 1, with Cobb and Skye needing only 1 more tie or a win to get into the grand finals. Losing Jungle Jump is a crazy. That happens quite often in the tournaments for SkyPK, honestly. Unfortunately. I think the goat of jungle jump in tournaments is Raptor, who just always when he plays jungle jump in tournaments, he always attempts to Fubi jump. Just fucking the most ballsy motherfucker in existence. Wait, we are getting into game number 3 of the finals of winners brackets. Okay, can we move to the next round, please? I'm just not gonna explain how it goes. You guys just know. You just know. RPG 16 as round number 2. Uh, with me and D needed to recover a lot of cells here, with a lot of randoms still in the game, being able to get both good kills and team kills for our team, with us being first and third in this one. Skye finishing in the second place, recovering 2 stars but still being 3 behind after 2 rounds. Workshop. Then with me and Cobb on the good side, D and Skye on the bad side. Uh, with Cobb and me both having more significant lead over other two than last time. Both being once again on very similar and close pace. Me finishing slightly ahead by a few frames, but Cobb and Skye finishing second and third, keeping the 3-star lead after 3 rounds. So I'm back. Welcome back. We are getting fucked. Oh no, as the next round. With still 2 randoms in the game as well. We lose ho. I don't think we lose ho. Let me see. How would it play out with 2 randoms and all 4 of us there? I think both Skye and Call would get a bit more land. With Skye securing 3rd place. Call in the first one with me giving up most of the land. Yeah, getting into the 2nd place. At least secure some placement there. And Cobb Skye getting 2 more stars once again. 5 stars ahead, halfway down through game. Free Lawnmower once again back. Probably the closest game in this matchup. With all 4 of us being very competent at this one. And this time, yeah, once again coming up in the 1st place, Cobb in the 2nd place, and me being able to pass Skye for a little bit at the end and bringing difference back to 3 stars with 3 rounds land left. Picked fishing. Another game that is pretty close, but like would end up in a very similar with Cobb and me being ahead. It's in the top 2. Skye is right behind, finishing in the 3rd place. Between me and Cobb, if me getting ahead by 1 pick, still keeping the 3-star difference towards the last 2 rounds. With minecart racing, as next round is D and Cobb having the most full on our respective teams, with me getting D towards the 1st place, but Cobb and Skye both passing me, getting another tie, and once again 3 stars for the last rounds. For the last round, with Cobb and Skye still in the lead, but the last one is the one that decides it all, and it's jungle jump. And I don't think Skye would mess up this jungle jump too with me, even though finishing in first, Cobb and Skye coming behind me and winning the winners bracket finals, going with a double 22-25 score here in second and third game, and 23-23 star tie in the first one. Cobb and Skye are our first finalist and the first grand finalist, and the first team that got into the uh, top 2 spot in grand finals. Something like that. And we will be fighting against either Ken, Anki, or Bacon and Bleach in the finals of losers bracket. Pretty cool top 4. I love all of those teams in top 4. And interested to see how the rest will play out. Let me really quickly edit this thing. Did I just close my Twitch dashboard? What the hell is wrong with me? You're live. Thank you. I kinda know that. I'm kinda aware. Either way. We are gonna do the Ken Enki and Bleach Bacon next. And once again, you guys can choose one person in this matchup to underperform this time. We're switching it every game. So now choose between Ken, Enki, Bacon, and Bleach who will perform not as strongly in this one. Bacon instantly chooses someone from opposing team. Poor Enki. He's already rusty. While you guys choosing, let us enjoy this beautiful music in the background. Guys, please would be funny to listen. I like how it's just both people who would be playing in this match are the first one to choose. Called a strategy, a tactical advantage. We need some third party opinions in here to break this tie. Would be kind of funny, but also kind of sad. Especially considering that Bacon and Wish will have to deal with Ken, who is a fucking beast. This time not buff, but still a beast. What am I winning? Who gets a debuff for match between Ken, Enki, and Bacon Bleach? You just type one of the people out of all those 4 who you want to underperform. Ken chose Bleach and Bacon chose Enki. It's quite silly. Why did you just sound that one? Oh my god. What's up, off? I swapped to Ken. Oof. I like. I swapped to Bacon. Oh my god. Great, now instead of two-way tie, we have a three-way tie here. Guys. Oh, okay, guys. I know how we can solve this. Hear me out. Yeah. I know how we can solve this. Thank you for giving a chill on supplement. So yeah, I'm back. Heads is listed as anti. Thinking, let's do heads is either is Ken's team, Ken or anti, and the tails are bacon or bleach. And then we do another coin flip to decide who will be the buff on that team. Because you guys switch out the votes for everyone in this one, so I'm off to classes now for level O. Good luck with classes, dear. Thank you for tuning in and getting 2 subs to the channel. Once again, the Giga Chat moment. Okay, we are rolling another flip coin. Once again, it's rolling Bacon and Bleach team. With heads being Ken or Anti being debuffed, and tails being Bleach or Bacon debuff. We are flipping, and it's tails. Alright. Now, heads for Bacon, tails for Bleach. Oh my god, he actually got debuffed twice in a row. No! And I'm also not using my forward, he would have wanted to leave. Okay, let's do head Bleach, tails, and chain. Let's. It would have been NG. It rolled tail 4 times in a row. Like I call scam on this one. This is broken. This randomizer is broken. I want to just use this one. What we literally have right now. And just here. This one will be more fair. Let's see. Can anti-bacon bleach one of them? The one that will be chosen will be the one who gets debuffed. And this person is anti. Poor anti. So we got 2 conflicts basically. We had 3 conflicts. My method, Bacon's method, and the randomizer website. And anti won the best of 3 against Bleach to get debuffed. That's how we're gonna rule it out. This is what I said, it was been anti-fused hours, and now it says anti. Yeah. I was trying to rig it once again, and I did not succeed. Man. Alright, let me pull out this thing. Okay. Yeah, I have this one filled in. We are getting into the semifinals of losers bracket. Can anti-Bacon and Bleach. Team who will lose is getting out of the tournament and finishing in the 4th place, and the winning team is going up against VND in losers bracket finals for a chance to win the 2v2 redemption tournament. Let us roll the games for the round number 1 and see how it will play out. Picked against Skye. It always is. Let's start with oh no. Game number 1, a speak jousting. Well, this is a star. This is certainly one of the stars of all time. With all 4 players engaging in a 2v2 fight right off the bat. And he being the first one out fought right after him by Bacon, ending up in the Kenneth versus Bleach 1v1. That Bleach comes out victorious, getting 3 stars for his team right at the start, getting into the next round of Bombardment. I knew that there was some bombardment here. With this one, all 4 of them making to the death wave, with Anti and Bleach being the first ones out, with Bleach slightly outliving Anti, and it's between Bacon and Ken for the first place, with Ken securing the top 1 spot here, tying up the scores but still being 3 behind in overall rankings. And we'll split as round number 3. Sorry, for distracting. Let me drink some water before I will split. For how much so I can edit I do during those types of scenes, I do not drink as much for some reason. We'll do focusing on finishing it tonight. Let's see. I will split and now with all 4 of them going pretty well, with all 4 of them getting to the last waves. With Bleach and Anti once again being the first ones out. This time Anti is running for slightly longer, and it's between Bacon and Ken for the first place, and once again Ken ends up victorious here, bring back 2 points, but still being 1 behind, ultimately behind Hypixel's team. Going into the next round of Trampolino. With all 4 players getting some good scores and being stolen, the booster being stolen by a random in the mid at the start, but all the other players reaching 10 plus points right afterwards, with Bleach being the next person to hit the booster and hit plus 10, getting slightly over the others. Ended up being in the first place at the end, with Kenneth with around 30 points in the second place, and Bacon slightly ahead of Ken, of Anti, I mean, getting into the third place and bringing back the 3-star difference after halfway through game 1. Super ship. Oh, this is a big one. This is always a big one with Ken, Anti being probably the strongest super ship team in the tournament. Managing to coordinate probably and get Bleach off first, but Anti ending up not in the best position afterwards, only finishing in the third place. And in the fight for first between Bacon and Ken once again comes up victorious, bringing his team closer to Hypixel says 1 star behind. Workshop is the next game. With Bacon and Kenneth on the good side, and Ken Bleach on the bad side. Bacon and Ken are almost craft ahead of Anti and Bleach, and he's struggling a bit against his opponent on the side. Lunkin Bleach in the third place, and with Ken and Bacon being very close to each other up until the end, Kenneth only gets into second place, and Bacon brings the difference back to 3 points. It's back and forth, 3 points, 1 point, 3 points, 1 point, and it might stay like that up until the end with one more as round number 7. With this one playing out very close between all players, and all of them not being messed up by randoms too much who left during Super Ship. So all of them able to get some pretty good points. Enki and Bleach were mostly fighting it for the third place, and Enki managed to secure third here. And Kenneth got again one ahead of Bacon, bringing the difference back to 1 point for the last round, which will be the decider, and this decider is Animal Slaughter. A very close game. All 4 of them are good at it. All 4 of them are pretty decent on Animal Slaughter, and they are fighting it for the win here, because the team who gets the lead here, the team who wins, is the one who will win the game number 1, with Bacon and Bleach needing only a tie to keep the win here. Bleach getting like consistent third. I don't know how to rate Bleach for only had 2 games and only played with in 2v2, so I'm just ranking out of, like, I don't know, my memory and vibes, I guess. Like I said, I'm not trying to be fully objective here. I didn't do like insane research, and I'm just trying to make it seem interesting. And also try to rate it how it's probably would have gone. Like, I'm not like pulling out any like crazy insane results. Only sometimes like doing some like random things, like someone like sleeping in jungle jumps, like someone killing -15 animals other and stuff like that. Like sometimes being outplaced by randoms, but just trying to keep it somewhat reasonable. Like, and still interesting. Either way, Animal Slaughter is the one that decides it all, with Anti-Bacon, Ken and Bleach all finding it out for the first place. They all need to get it. And one of the Hypixel sets needs to get first place in order to secure the win here, but then don't manage to do so, since Kenneth is one who ends up in the first place, and the person in second place is Bleach. That means it's between Anti and Bacon for the third place. And whoever gets that third place gets the win for their team, and the person ending up in third is Bacon. I decided a while ago. I just tried to time it with the end of the music. It's very interesting timing, with Hypixel just winning first round by just 1 star, gaining a very much needed advantage. Let's go to the game 2. I'm also trying not to focus too much on individual rounds anymore, as you might have noticed, because Steam has been going for 2 hours already, and we still need at least 2 games to go after that. So I am trying to get through it faster than slower. So if you'd want to, if you would like to see more in-depth explanation of the rounds, my bad. Maybe in grand finals. More channel for this. Oh, true. I should make it like a big ass tournament for next time. So just I'm gonna take up the like, I don't know, fucking 20 hours of streams. Now, and you would be nearly as good as me. It's hard to rate NT because he just like pick NT because he's obviously really good, but he just seems to always like whenever NT plays in tournaments, for me he always like gets eliminated like around exactly before the one I thought he would at least make it to. Like, I don't know, he just always like found behind of what I thought he would get. Some, I don't know how to explain it. And I feel like it's because NT, whenever actual tournaments are played, is not like grinding or playing too much. The only one he was grinding quite a bit for was 3v3 because he was on wins grind and his opponent was Isaac, so it did not end up well for his team, unfortunately. I wonder if NT is gonna practice for Dark Horse. I feel like he has a pretty good chance of getting far if he plays. Definitely one of the more experienced players in this tournament for sure. But in this tournament and in this match, he is debuffed. Oh, I forgot NT was in Dark Horse. I mean, it's hard to like remember everyone if you're not an organizer that has to do all the brackets and stuff. So yeah. Probably because I have to be online to be shown on the sidebar now, and NT is online is like 2 minutes a day. And NT is online for quite a bit. He just has a bit shifted time schedule, I think. Sleep schedule. Thank you, Nightbot. Very cool. Anyway, starting starting round number 2 with Trampolinho and randoms once again filling the lobby, messing up a bunch of jumps and a bunch of points for players, having a hot mess at the very start, with Kenneth being the one to get few boosters off the bat and finishing in the what the hell did I just click? Finishing in the first place, with Bleach in the second and NT barely ahead of Bacon in the third place. Going into the next round of RPG 16. With a lot of randoms to choose for kills and a good coordination from both teams for team kills. There's 2 people from each team who got more kills, which ended up being Bacon and NT for first and second, with Kenneth being only 1 kill ahead of Bleach, finishing in third, tying up the scores after the second round. Going into game of pig fishing, which is gonna be close. It's gonna be close between all 4 of them. I don't even know who I would have excluded of this list. All 4 of them are pretty good. But Kenneth was able to get some lead towards the end, passing Bacon and Bleach, fighting with NT for the third place again, with Bleach getting a 1 pick right at the end, tying up the score once again, 10-8, going into the next round of Workshop. And this time Bacon and Anti on the good side, Bleach and Kenneth on the bad side. With Bacon, I'm more confidently finishing in the first place, and despite Anti having a good side, he is struggling a bit, and all remaining 3 players are on the last craft, pretty much hitting it at the same time, with Kenneth finishing it first and Bleach slightly ahead of Anti, tying up the score in the overall matchup after Workshop. Into the game of Lawnmower, which once again ends up victorious for Ken and Bacon and Bleach basically being on the same points, around 10 ahead of Anti, tying up the score once again, 15-15 tie, with 3 rounds left, and it's peak jousting once again. I feel bad for Kenneth. He cannot take a break from peak jousting at the important moments. This time with randoms still intact. One of them slightly interfering during a 2v2 that is happening, but overall the results are pretty much the same as the last time, with Bacon this time as the lone survivor, getting 3 points for Hypixel says, getting into last 2 rounds with 15-18 score for Hypixel says Jungle Jump. That's the next round, with Ken finishing in the first place, and Bacon and Bleach right behind him, and he's slightly struggling this one, and bringing once again a 3-star difference for the last round, and it's Super Ship, which might be the savior of Ken and Anti here. They just need to get top 2 scores, and this is probably the best game they could have gotten in this scenario. They both need to finish first and second. Can they do it, or are they gonna lose just within few stars once again? This time a bunch of randoms, well, not a bunch, 2 randoms are still in the game, also looking to mess up one of the players. Bacon and Bleach trying to coordinate themselves a bit better this time, and all 4 players surviving for a longer period of time. Over a minute and a half passed, one of the randoms is out. The second one following shortly after. It's just our 4 participants to decide the winner here, with Ken being the first one to get into not the best scenario, needed to hit the jump, and he actually manages to do so, saving his life, able to steal some land from Bacon, who also ended up in a jump needed situation to save this game, and Bacon also manages to hit the jump. It's once again all 4 players are still in the game, surrounded for so long, but slowly all of them run out of land. Bleach is the next one to approach a moment where he needs to hit the jump, and he doesn't manage to do so, leaving Bacon in a 2v1 scenario against Ken and Anti, with Anti being the last one to needed to hit the jump, needed to survive, who hasn't done so, and if he fails it, his team is doomed. Are we sure Anti is debuffed into a bad spot? I mean, he's cracked in Super Shape, and bro is at 3 stars both games. Like, have you looked at the scores? Yeah, Anti is a bit debuffed on this one. Anti getting into the spot, hitting the jump as well, surviving, and it's again Anti against Bacon, but all 3 of them are in a bad spot. are all about to run out of land with Anti, even though hitting the jump still not in the best spot himself. Way more than debuff. With both Anti and Bacon approaching the ends of their land around the same time, Anti usually gets around the same amount of stars as me. That is not really true. Oh, maybe I'm remembering something wrong. Maybe. I already know who wins this round in my head. Yes. I'm just creating more suspense for you guys. And he was close to you against Faye and Sarah, and in a few games against Party Rockers, but mostly it's just you having a good difference on him. But yeah, especially since Anti is debuffed here. Alright. And the way this super ship ends is with Bacon and Andy approaching to both need to jump around the same time, and the person who dies first in between them, is they both didn't manage to hit the jump next time. Person to die out of them is Bacon, giving Ken and Anti 4-star lead at 23-22, but this time the other way around, win and the 1-1 score going into game number 3. You can debuff him, but you cannot debuff his super ship goated rank. We are signing off with Volcano as game number 3. This time all 4 players playing pretty safe and to get a good timing on the jumps, with NT being the first one out. I was going, guys, I want to end this stream quickly and proceeding to make the match as long as he can. Listen, I'm not gonna like make games faster to end this. I'm not gonna make the games that would have been closer, like a 3-0 sweep, just to end the stream faster. Like, I'm trying to give you guys more content while not stretching it out too much, you know? The 5-minute supership round, I'm just making my explanation last the same time as games. No, hell no, I'm not doing that. Just imagine me just waiting like for 2 minutes, or like doing endlessly for 6 minutes every super shift to just end the round. That would have been quite funny, but I'm not doing that. With this Volcano ending with a Bacon in first, Ken in second, and Bleach getting the third place, giving Hypixel says the 2-star lead at the start. Animal Soldier as the next round, with this time Bleach getting slightly more points towards the end, and Ken and NT securing top 3 scores. Once again 2 stars in between them, and once again we are getting into super ship, a game that was that is very good for Ken and NT. They're looking forward towards another big sweep here, especially with this time 3 randoms in the game and possibly trying to get someone out very early. And they managed to do so with getting Bleach first to die, but with randoms stealing a bunch of land, NT is forced into the corner trying to jump his way out of it, and he doesn't manage to do so, meaning he died before the randoms, and it's between Ken, Bacon, and two other guys to fight it all out, who they outlive eventually, leading up to the 1-1 between Ken and Anti that why do we always get super shit? It is the best tournament game. That's why it is. Wait until you get free. Wait till you get 3 pick joustings after 3 super ships as well. With Ken finishing first, getting 1 star in super ship. Not the insane little like last time, but still some recovery towards the possible win in this round 2. Minecart Racing as the next one. As round number 4 with Bacon and Anti having more wool, and Bacon hitting the max speed first and get right after him, and Bleach getting into the 3rd place, getting Hypixel back into the 3-star lead, and will split the next the 5th round in this matchup with all 4 of them making it towards the end, all 4 of them trying their best. It is getting closer towards the end of the game, so they need to get more stars. And Kenneth manages to get 1st place here, but both Bacon and Bleach also outplace Anti, resulting in split into a tie. Chicken rings the next round here, with Ken and Bacon mostly fighting it for the 1st place, and it's between Bleach and Anti for the 3rd one, eventually resulting with Kenneth finishing in 3rd, Kenneth in 1st, getting 3 stars. Playing 3 and saying the placement messes me up a bit, as you may have noticed. Bacon in the 2nd place, and between Anti and Bleach is the one to get 3rd place, keeping the 3-star lead for the last 2 rounds between them. Tangle jump. Approaching the end here, with once again kind of in the 1st place, and Bacon and Bleach doing the remaining top 3 spots. It is 3-star lead for the last round to decide it all, and it's Love Escape. Oh shit. Oh, this is a tough one. Because all 4 of them are good at this, especially Ken and Anti. Oh god. This is one of the finales of all time. But despite how good Ken and Anti might be, they both need to place in 1st and 2nd to get another 1-star win in this matchup at the last second, just like they saved themselves last time. Can they do it again? Or is it going to be another win for Hypixel first? Oh, this one is tough. Alright. Lab Escape starts off with all 4 of them being pretty close to each other, with Anti pulling ahead at this towards the first 20 blocks, being ahead of others by around 1 or 2. Bleach, Bacon, and Ken all right behind him, but Anti is pretty good, pretty consistent at Lab Escape, managing to finish this one in the 1st place. and it is up to the last, the other 3 players to decide how they what placement will they get over each other. And with especially depending on kind of who needs to get second place here, to not let the win slip away and try to make another comeback and kind of get third place behind Bleach, forcing SBD to lose by 1 star again. Those games end up in 1 stars all the way through. Let me drink some water before next game. No pick Justin this time. I was wrong. Might have ended faster now if it was here. We're going into game number 4 with a 2-1 difference for Hypixel says, and them needing only 1 more point to get into the losers bracket finals. We are getting another lab escape, and judging by how close it was last time, this one promises to be even closer, especially in the battle for second place between Ken and Bleach, with NT this time getting another first place, and Ken and Bleach finding it out for the second, and Ken being pretty much on the same pace, and he this time gets third once again, not being able to pass Bleach. Lava Escape ends up in the same way, but SPD is still gaining 2 points. Going into for both Lava Escapes, I'm confused. You're not out of it's if I'm not mentioning your name, it's not out of equation. You're close, just not close enough to get into top 3. And also everyone is just cracked, so hard to judge. Chicken rings as the next round, with once again Ken and Bacon finding it out for the first place, and Bleach and Enki for the third one. And this one plays out also exactly the same as the last chicken rings, being a repeat of the games from the previous round. Shooting range low might be an opportunity for Hypixel says to catch up, with Bacon hitting the early lead, Anti following right behind, and Bleach getting slightly lead over Ken, with this placement persisting throughout majority of the round, and Hypixel says recovering 2 points, tying up the game. Animal Soldier as the next one, and once again gonna be very close between all players here, with all 4 players being within like 15 points of each other, but Hypixel says once again gaining points here, getting into a 2-star lead after halfway done through game 4, which is exactly what they need. They need to keep the lead and keep being ahead towards the end, to not let Ken and Anti put it all into game number 5, which would not be a good scenario for them. RPG 16 plays out with still a lot of randoms in the game, a lot of possibility for kills and team kills, and eventually kind of ending up in the first place with Bacon and Bleach in third and second, tying up the scores and still keeping the 2-star lead for the last 3 rounds, and Frozen Floor showing up, which they have not played in this matchup yet. but all 4 of them being pretty good at this one. Bacon will be fighting it out with Anti and Ken against Bleach on other sides of the map. With both sides getting closer to getting each other out, getting it a bit, both getting closer to killing their opponent in the respective 1v1s. With Anti being the first one out, being hit by the random, and with Bacon and Bleach both focusing kind of securing the 5-0 whip in Frozen Floor, and after the last 2 rounds and 7 stars behind. Unless Super Ship shows up, this might be over for Ken and Anti here. Bombardment as the next round. Ken and Anti need to pull out something impressive here, but Anti, as the Death Waves approaches, dies a bit after Bleach, only getting in the 3rd place, and even though Kenneth wins this one, they're still 5 behind, and no matter what they get. Actually, on 6-star sweep in Ho Ho Ho. Hold on. Guys, are you ready for an insane comeback in Ho Ho Ho? Are you ready for the 6-0 sweep for the first time? Who wants to see the 6-0 sweep in Ho 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 to end game 4 with it? I think it would be funny. I think we should definitely do it. I'm working out. Well, since you want 6-0 that much. Yeah. Ho 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 being the 8th round and actually resulting in the first ever 6-0 sweep on Bacon and Bleach team, ending it out for Hypixel test team. There we go. And that's the end of this matchup, with all games being close down to the wire. But the finals of losers bracket will be the rematch of Mendy and Bacon and Bleach, which I really didn't want to do, but anti-debuff is too much for me to get them through. I really was hoping the game selection would be better, so we could see another match, but okay, we're gonna have a rematch. And you guys are choosing the buff for this game once again. Me, D, Bacon, or Bleach. While I'm editing the spreadsheet here. While you guys choose, I will the entire tournament. Like I mentioned, he was not at his best because he's not playing too much right now, and this tournament is what I think it would have, how it would have played out if it was played like right now, like today. So yeah. Which is why MT might seem to be underperforming a bit. What are these different colors? Just change colors of Cobb and Skye's team somehow without realizing it. Oops. My bad. Give me a second to bring it back. Wow, I did not look at chat yet. I don't think it should get 10 stars over Anki. I vote for me buff. Very fair should be allowed. Kenny should just not vote to define same. I'm also very bashed. Bacon buff would go crazy. First time D is not getting buff. This is so sad. It might be Jover for our team, but at least I'm not getting second again. Thank fuck. They say it's not Jover until it's Jover, but Bacon buff with me mostly underperforming currently. Well, not mostly underperforming, but like not performing at my most consistent level. Might result into the rematch happening towards Hypixel's team, but we'll see what the game selection will be. I'm almost done with the spreadsheet. Give me a few more minutes. Like I said, I do not have predetermined results in my head. I'm just deciding it on a whim when I see each game individually. So are you guys ready for a 2-game matchup in grand finals, potentially? To end it all out. Maybe we'll have a fucking 3-0 sweep. Cobb and Skye are kinda crazy. Debuff makes it really carry buff 7. They have the buff between two bacons. Decided. Let's use this website once again. Why not? Decide between them. There we go. And whoever gets chosen gets the buff here. Bacon alive, dead alive. Shane gets bacon. Just buff both of us. I can do that if you guys want. Bacon alive. Definitely not a rigged thing. If Ken is alright with this, yes. I can buff both. Yes, why not? Would be quite funny. I think Kenneth has left us. I hope not. Bacon suggests to just buff both of them. Both bacons. Would you be good with that? And before bacon beats me in jungle jump, buff bleach. Oh no. Not again. The vote switching is crazy. Right, let's do this again. Let's do this again, but with bleach now. in the cycle. Watch D win again. Buff D and bleach and bacon. Not out, what the fuck? No. That's not how it works. We have 2 people in chat now. We cannot get 3 buff people. I'm okay with 2, but... Bro, okay. The randomizer decided D twice, okay? That's what randomizer said, guys. You saw it on stream, right here. We do not nerf offense on. Right. I'm okay with going. Bacon and bacon. Even though randomizer said D twice. Okay, with just having both bacons buffed. I'm already nerfed. Because I'm not playing right now. And you guys already buffed because you would be playing. And these are also nerfed. Slightly, but they are nerfed by default as well. Alright, let us roll for the rematch. The start of the first game of the rematch. It's already basically nerfed. Nerfed that I'm less consistent than I would be. Not that I'm gonna not place in every game, but yeah. Let's start with RPG 16. Yeah, I'm just gonna go and just go with the vibe of each game. With the game being fully filled and being once again a lot of randoms, a lot of possibilities for team kills there. A and D both end up in the top 3 again. Bacon finishing in 2nd place, being only 2 stars behind, with pick jousting as round number 2, which I'm not gonna talk about. We are going into game number 3 with can painting. This is some game selection of all time. This is one of the game selections. With Hypixel as being 3 ahead next round, and Bacon finishing this one in 1st, me in 2nd, Bleach in the 3rd one, getting 2 more points for Hypixel says, being 5 ahead, getting into next round of chicken rings. With this one, me finishing in the 1st place. Bacon second, Bleach third, keeping the current difference of 5 stars. Workshop as the next round, with Bacon and D getting good sides, and me and Bleach getting bad sides. With Bacon end up finishing slightly ahead of me towards the first place, me in second, Bleach in third place. Once again, giving Hypixel a 2-star lead, and they're now 7 ahead going into the last 3 games. Lawnmower as the next one. With a good possibility of a swing here, since me and they are pretty good at this one. With D getting into the first place, me finishing in the third one behind Bleach, covering some stars but still being 5 behind with 2 rounds left. With Hole is the next round. With some randoms still there, but mostly both of our teams splitting around similar amount of land. With Bacon and Bleach getting a bit more. Resulting them into the into getting first for Bleach and third for Bacon, since I given most of my land to D. Them getting into the second place, getting into the 7-star difference for the last round. Just Volcano does not change anything here, so I'm gonna do it like this. First round ending up in a 26-21 win for Hypixel says. A bit of speedrun for the first game, but it's also a pretty not good game selection for our team. Even without buffs or debuffs, it probably would have been rolled in this one. No, let me drink before the start of game 2. Trampolinio. The start of game number 2. With a bunch of randoms messing up players from here and there, stealing their points, ending up with Bacon finishing in first, me second, and D in the third place. It's only the start of game 2 in a tie. Game 2 is Animal Slaughter. Which is pretty close between me, Bacon, and Bleach, with D slightly standing behind, ending up with another tie of me first, Bleach second, and Bacon in the third place. Next round being Jigsaw Rush. Even though me not being the first one, still finishing in the first place, slightly ahead of both Bacon and Bleach. Keeping the 9-9 tie after 3 rounds. Workshop with this time me and Bacon having good sides, and so does D with Bleach on the bad side. Bleach, however, still manages to take third place away from D, turning in a fight between me and Bacon, but with the same side. For the first place with me finishing slightly ahead this time. It's only in another tie, 12-12 after 4 rounds. Lawnmower as the next game, with the potential to get one of the teams ahead. With this one ending similarly to the previous with D in the first place, but both Bacon and Bleach this time outplacing me, keeping the 15-15 tie after 5 rounds, contemplating the next round, and this one is going to be better for Hypixel says, since they end up in the first and third, with me only finishing second, finally getting the lead into the game, going with 2 points into the last 2 rounds. Ho ho ho. Also a better game for Hypixel says, and with them getting once again more land, giving mostly to Bleach. Bacon only getting third place with me passing him, getting most of this land, only losing 2 stars, but still 4 stars ahead. Hypixel says, going with 4 stars into the last round, which is Volcano once again. Volcano once again with a potential of me coming back if all 4 of us making towards the last block, and me and the Bacon with the better jumps, ending up with me finishing first, Bacon in second place, and D only getting third ahead of Bleach, ending up game number 2 in a 23-25 win for Hypixel says. 2 stars, but still a win for Bacon and Bleach, and they're going 2-0 into the game 3, which is a way better scenario that they were in last time. I don't remember how it went last time. It was... okay, yeah, they were going 1-2 losing. No, it was 1-1 before game 3, and they lost game 3, going into 1-2 into game 4. And this time it's going way better for Hypixel says. Gonna make it 24-24. Your prediction was wrong. It was close. It was close. We kept the tie for 5 rounds, I think. Yeah, 5 rounds. And as the stream approaching 3-hour mark, we are approaching game 3, which might be the last one in losers bracket finals, with Bacon and Bleach 2 wins ahead of July team. But it is up to the games that we will get to see who ends up victorious this time. We are starting with Volcano. We love to see some Volcano here, with me once again getting the first place here, but did not managing to get in top 3, being behind both Bacon and Bleach. Ending up once again round number 1 in the tie. Lab Escape is also pretty okay game for us, since all 4 players are pretty good at this one. But I ended up in the first place once again, with Bleach, D and Bacon all fighting it out for the top 3 spots, with Bleach finishing in second and Bacon slightly ahead of D, tying it up once again. We do not talk about what happened in round number 3. Let's move on to round number 5. Hypixel is 5 stars ahead. Big Fishing as the next round. As round number 4. with me and Bacon mostly fighting for the first place, and D and Bleach a bit behind, but still close to each other, trying to get into the third place, ending up into me in first, Bacon second, and D one pick ahead of Bleach to get the third place. 4 out remaining, 3 stars between us, Jungle Jump as the next round. No, not the best game selection, with me hitting first, Bacon second, and Bleach third. Still keeping the 3-star difference. Super Ship is a bit better game for July team here. With still a few randoms here trying to mess us up. All of the 4 players have to deal with the randoms for a bit before they're out, and Bleach is the first one to go out, and it's between me, D, and Bacon for the top 3 spots. Bacon outliving D in this one, but not managing to outlive me as well, giving July team 2 stars, and being now only 1 behind with 2 rounds left, with campaigning as round number 7. Another better game for Hypixel says, which once again ends up with a 2-star sweep, bringing them to a 3-star difference for the last round. We have seen them in this situation so many times before. Will they keep it, or are we gonna have another 4-0 sweep like Super Ship in Canon Anti? RPG 16 is the game that might bring the sweep here, since both me and D are pretty confident of this one. So, and there are no randoms in this game, so they all left during Super Ship, so it is mostly it is just the 2v2 between us, the pure 2v2. Yeah, the 2v2. That's what's happening right now. Sorry, my mind is just blinking a bit. I am thinking. Trying to determine the spawns with Bacon and D spawning next to each other. Me and Bleach not so far away from them, also around each other too. With Bacon and D starting to fight each other out. They giving me constant, they're pretty low. Me getting towards the hell and getting a team kill on D, not letting Bacon to finish them off, and then finishing Bacon off myself, getting up ahead with two kills. Bacon and D both at 1 death. Spawning really close to each other, with once again and me fighting out with Bleach on the other side, with a long 1v1, ending it up with another kill for me, while Bacon finishing off D, and getting a team kill on Bleach is only with a 2 kills on Bacon, while D also gets a team kill on me, with me respawning right very close to them, while Bacon has to catch up to Bleach, who's also nearby, trying to get a team kill still off of us. And with the last few seconds remaining, I'm at 3 kills. D is at 1, and so is Bacon. No, Bacon is at 2, with a few seconds remaining. D is delivering their last shot, getting another kill on me, managing it into the 3 stars for me, and then with D and Bacon both having same amount deaths and kills, getting 2 stars, resulting in 24-24 tie. Your prediction was correct. Never mind, Bacon. I take that back. You were right. we did get 24-24 star tie, resulting Hypixel says to go into the grand finals with a 3-1 victory, taking their rematch on me and D. I want to get to see grand finals. You can see the vote. Good luck, Bacon, in both grand finals and doing your stuff. Hope you enjoyed. And if you guys who managed to stick around, we are finally here in the grand finals between Hope, Skye, and Hypixel SAS team. We are here. We made it. We're about to see either 1 or 2 pretty close and interesting matchups here. Or maybe we'll see an easy sweep for either of the teams. But either way, Hypixel SAS made it through the losers bracket, so in order to win the tournament, they would need to win 2 matches in a row, while Cobb and Skye only need 1 win in this scenario, which definitely gives them an advantage, but both teams are pretty strong, and it is up to the games that they'll get to decide who will win. And since it's grand finals and Chad has been kind of chilling, I don't think we'll be giving any buffs or debuffs for this one. We'll just play it out as it is and see how it goes. Alright. Babcon. You really want to make this not interesting in the finals? Do you? I can. Alright. Let us begin. The grand finale. Give Kobe someone Jigsaw Rush, did imagine. There has not been too much Jigsaw Rush in this tournament at all. Oh, 13. Actually not that bad. But still, I don't think Cobb played too many Jigsaw himself. But yeah, let's see. Let's see how this will play out. With game number 1 of the grand finale being Trampolinho, and with Bacon hitting an early lead and finishing it up in the first place, slightly ahead of Cobb, with Bleach managing to keep his distance away from Skye, resulting the grand finale to start with a 2-star lead for Hypixel SAS. Next one is Peak Fishing. Oh, and this one is a tough one for Hypixel SAS because both Cobb and Skye are very good at this one, resulting in them bringing back those 2 stars that they just lost. Jungle Jump is also a close one between all 3 of them, but this time Skye doesn't sleep, Skye doesn't mess up, and giving her the first place in this one. Cobb though getting stuck with Bacon on the stairs a little bit, finishing behind Bleach, giving Cobb and Skye only 2 stars, but they're still up ahead going into the next round of Endless Cliff, with all 4 of them surviving for almost until the end, but Cobb and Skye are once again the ones to gain the stars here, bringing their star difference to 4 stars. Workshop, Skye and Bacon with good sides, Bleach and Cobb with bad sides, zoning into the win of Bacon, but Cobb and Skye finishing second and third, keeping their 4-star diff. With 3 more rounds to go, it's a good opportunity for Bacon and Bleach to catch up, and that's exactly what they've managed to do, getting a 4-0 sweep, tying up the score with just 2 rounds left in first match of Grand Finals. Animal Soldier is the next one, which seems like a game that will be more favorable towards Hypixel's team, and they mostly managing to keep their lead, looking for another 4-star sweep, but Cobb managed to pull his weight and get ahead of Bacon, finishing in the second place. Hypixel still will be going into a 2-star lead, into the last round with a 2-star lead, which will be Bombardment. Oh, this one is a tough one. This one is a tough one. Because it is anyone's game. Anyone could often get some good stars here. All 4 players are determined, all 4 players are concentrated, they all survive towards the first death wave, but Skye and Bleach are the first one out, with Skye slightly outliving their opponent, which means it is up to the Bacon and Cobb to decide the winner of this match, of the first game, because if Cobb wins, he ties it up and doesn't let Hypixel gain the point, and if Bacon wins, he secures the win for his team. If Cobb, all 4 players. No, I said concentrated. Close enough though. With Cobb and Bacon trying past the 3 death waves, and as the 4th one approaches, one of the players tying to one of the cannonballs, and this player was Bacon, securing the first game into another 24-24 tie, which might be an okay scenario for both teams, but Hypixel really needed to gain a foothold with a win. The IL finale where he joins an alt and challenges the competition. IL would never do that. Yeah. If you make it to game 5, I'll just randomly have Boy Kisser join. That would be funny. Or Mac Pop third, which actually happened during the 5th 1v1. We actually had Mac Pop there. I would always do that. Nah. IL is a cool guy. He wouldn't do that. Oh shit! Game 2 starts with Club Escape, which is not good news for Bacon and Bleach, because Cobb is just getting an easy first place here, and Skye is pretty good at Lab Escape too, but doesn't manage to get a 4-0 sweep here, only finishing in 3rd, with Bacon getting the 2nd place here. Moving into the game of cannon baiting, which Hypixel is good at, but also Cobb and Skye are pretty good at this one too, resulting with both of them usually getting top placements here, resulting with another 2-star gain for Cobb and Skye here. Next up is Longmore. A potential for Hypixel to recover some points, and some points they recover, with Bacon placing in 1st, Cobb in second and Bleach in third, recovering 2 stars out of 4. 2 more remaining, and Big Jousting is a good game to do so. It's a good game to do so, but Cobb and Skye spawn are close to each other, trying to wait it out. Bacon and Bleach, though, both engage in the fight, trying to kill both of them off. Manage to get Skye off, but don't manage to both survive. With Bacon dying to the Cobb, who right after dies to Bleach, only getting 3 stars, which still puts them ahead, but not by as much as they wanted. And Frozen 4 is the next one, which is the better sweep game for Cobb and Skye. With Cobb fighting it out with Bacon and Skye getting on Bleach. Cobb getting a Bacon off with pretty good combos, and Skye manages to hit Bleach as well, but then they get hit off by the random, not letting them get a full 5-star sweep, on resulting with a Cobb bringing back the difference that they just lost in Big Jousting, putting them ahead by 2 stars, with Animal Slaughter as the next round. Another possibility for Hypixel says to catch up. With Bacon time getting into the first place, and Skye and Cobb right behind him, filling in the top 3 spots, keeping the 2-star difference. Oh no, oh now that's over. Now that's just over. Now that's just pain. Because Cobb and Skye are sweeping the Jigsaw Rush, getting into the 6-star difference for the last round of Jungle Jump, which would also most likely resulted into Cobb and Skye win here, bringing them in a 2-1 scenario, with Cobb and Skye being 1 step away from winning the Grand Finals and 2v2 Redemption tournament. In a tournament with 2 first 2v2 teams getting eliminated instantly, and tournament being filled with quite crazy third 2v2 teams, we might be looking at the winner from second 2v2. They just need 1 more game, and it starts with Jungle Jump, with Skye this time being not as consistent and fortunately messing up one of her jumps. Then again, Cobb this time securing first place ahead of both Bleach and Bacon, going into minecart racing. I cannot spell. I'm using my mind right now. Hope that wins the finals. Minecart racing starts with Skye and Bacon having more wool, with Bacon reaching the max speed first, Skye only in second place, with Bleach in the third place, putting Hypixel says once again ahead. Animal Solder, game where Hypixel says needs to pop off and needs to do better, and with this one being probably the closest Animal Slaughter, Hypixel says actually manages to still pull through and end up in a 4-0 sweep, bring them into a 6-star difference after 3 rounds. One more might be the game where Cobb and Skye recover some points, usually pretty consistent this one, and they both place in top 3, with Cobb in first and Skye in third, with Bacon securing second place. Can Painting as the next round of this matchup, and once again Cobb will be finishing in the first place, Bleach in the second, and Bacon pulling pulling ahead of Skye right at the end, securing the 4-star difference that Hypixel says team has right now. With 3 rounds left, peak fishing. It's a big one. Cobb and Skye can bring it back in peak fishing, and they both place in exact same scenario, with Bacon placing second, bringing difference back to 2 stars. 2 rounds remaining with Frozen Floor as one of the last ones, with the same exact matchups, Cobb versus Bleach and Skye versus Bacon. Cobb gets Bleach off first, but Skye follows him shortly after, this time losing a 1v1 to Bacon, and it's between Cobb and Bacon to decide the winner of this one, with only 1 random remaining, as one of them gets hit off almost instantly. Cobb gets a hit on Bacon, getting a first place here, with Bacon still getting a spot in top 3, and it results in a 20-20 tie before last round, which will be decider of game number 3. It's big jousting. No way, bro. And Hypixel says, with miraculous game at the end, saving them, giving them a 5-0 sweep at the end. Cobb and Skye doesn't manage to persist for as longer as they did last time, both dying out before Bacon and Bleach, resulting into a 25-20 win for Hypixel says, and a 2-2 score going into game 4 in the first match of grand finals, with Bacon and Bleach have needed to pull off another win to not lose all their chances, because if Cobb and Skye win one more time, it's all over in this grand finale. So let us see which games are we gonna get for possibly the last game of the whole tournament. I think I said last time, but oh boy, this is a close finale, a close game. With this bombardment going, all 4 players surviving past first death wave, and as the second one goes, Skye is the first one out, with Bacon falling slowly after, and Bleach also dying pretty fast after this, with Cobb resolving into the first place and the 3-3 tie after round 1 trampoline. As the next game in this matchup, with Bacon getting some pretty good early points, and eventually ending up in the first place, but Skye and Cobb both securing top 3 spots, keeping the tie after the first 2 rounds, and big adjusting. Sorry, my screen just, something weird happened to it. And big adjusting as another game appearing here. Bacon Bleach popped off in the last time, and they need to sweep Cobb and Skye here once again to be able to have a chance in the succeeding in the grand finals. This one, however, plays out more closely to the first pick jousting, with Bacon being the sole survival, only getting 3 stars instead of 5. As we get into the next game of Lone Moor, the 4th round of the game 4 in grand finals. All 4 players are playing their best on the exact same scores basically the whole round, with Bleach ending it out in the first place, and Skye and Cobb are barely securing second and third, not letting Hypixel increase their stars here. We are approaching the next round of Super Ship, with Bacon and Bleach managed to coordinate and ill of Skye first, putting Cobb into a 1v2 scenario, but he cannot get any stars, but he can at least secure the current difference. Will he be able to do that? With Cobb being pretty stuck between both of them, he needs to jump, which he successfully managed to do so, cutting off Bacon, resulting into the 1v1 between him and Bleach, and a minute and a half later another scenario where Cobb needs to jump approaches, and he successfully manages the jump, securing the win against Bleach and Bacon here, not letting them to pull off ahead more, and Lab escape here as maybe savior in this matchup, with Cobb getting another first place, but Skye kinda struggling with this one. This time resulting into Bacon and Bleach getting top 3 again. They are popping off, they're keeping their 3-star difference, they're clinging onto it as long as they can, with only 2 rounds remaining. Minecart Racing being the next game to show up, with Skye and Bleach having more. I'm audioless. Okay, having more wool, with resulting into Skye this time getting first place, slightly ahead of Bleach, with Cobb and Bacon missing a few shots, causing one of the randoms to pass them, and it is a 2-star difference scenario going into the last round, and it all comes down to this, to the last 8th round. If Hypixel says keeps their 2-star difference, they're going into the next match of grand finals, and if they tie, then we're gonna have game 5 in the grand finals, and if Cobb and Skye get 4 stars here, they are the winners of 2v2 Redemption, and the last round of game 4 is cannon painting. Oof. This is a tough one. Alright, and the final match, cannon painting, Cobb and Skye versus Bacon and Bleach. Leaderboard scoreboard on the right is going crazy, switching from one side to another, and ends up with first place being Cobleemil. This music change was almost perfect if this wasn't the music that was playing. And the rest of the players were Bacon in the 2nd place, and Skye in 3rd one, tying up the score in game number 4, and we are going into game number 5. Even though we were tied at game 4, we are tied right after this. We are getting another one. It's not gonna end that easily. We are finally getting a 5-game matchup for the finals to decide it all, and it all starts with Volcano, with Skye being really good at timing and finding glass blocks, finishing in the 1st place. Bacon being Cobb slightly, but still starting off with a 2-star lead for Cobb and Skye. Next one is Trampolino, a good opportunity for Hypixel sets to catch up, with Bleach finishing in the first place with a very good movement. Cobb only getting second and Bacon the third place. It seems longer. Yeah, only got like 1k channel points. Damn, that's a lot. Maybe I will. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll have another match, or maybe it will end right here. We'll see. What RNG in my brain decides to do. And we'll split as round number 3 in this one, with all 4 making it to the basically last box, all 4 of them playing their best, but Cobb is the one to end up victorious, with Bacon and Bleach second and third, keeping the tie at 9 stars. Jigsaw Rush though is the next game, and it is not the game that Bacon and Bleach wanted to see, with Cobb and Skye once again storming the scoreboard, getting 4-star lead on them. Chicken Rings, the only game where they might pull it back and try to regain some points, but they're unable to do so as Cobb finishes first, Bacon second, and Bleach third, keeping the star difference 4 between them, with Cobb and Skye 3 rounds away from the victory. Bombardment as the next one. Hypixel has to start recovering some points. They might be able to do so. Skye is the first one out. Once again, Bleach follows them right after, and it's between Bacon and Cobb, and this time Bacon comes out victorious, bringing the star difference to just 2 with 2 rounds left. But it's Frozen 4. It is Frozen 4 as the next one, and it might not be that good for Hypixel says team, as Cobb is fucking goated, but maybe this time will be different, since most randoms did not persist through through the game, and it's just the 4 of our participants will be doing a 2v2 here, with Cobb and Bleach trying to fight it all out. Cobb and Bleach trying to fight it out on one side, Skye and Bacon on the other one, with Bleach and Skye getting off the platform almost at the same time, with Bacon and Cobb fighting it for the first place, and Bacon actually succeeding, finishing this game in first, Cobb in second, and between Skye and Bleach was the one who died later, resulting in the 21-21 tie, going into the last round to decide it all in game 5, to either move to the next match in grand finale or to end it all. And the last game that I'll be playing is Ho in a pure 2v2 matchup here. Because there are no randoms anymore, and it's just between the 2 of them, between the 4 of them, decide who takes the game, the match number 1 in a grand finals. With both Bacon and Sand and Bleach trying to get as many lands as they can they have to win this one to move matters into the next round. But all 4 players end up getting around the same amount of land, with Bleach and Bacon maybe getting a bit more. So Cobb and Skye decide to give all the land to Cobb to hopefully for him to hopefully pass Bacon and Bleach. Bacon decides at one point to stop as well. He already secured, as he already thinks he secured his points over Skye, hoping that Bleach can have enough land over Cobb. But this doesn't happen, as Cobb finishes in first, Bleach second, and Bacon third. And when this happens, this never happened in previous tournaments, but if on the last game in a free score still ends up in a tie, we are doing round number 9. The last round to decide it all. Yeah, I'm dragging it as much as I can. Because why not? Makes it more interesting. Wait, what did I do? Did I do it correctly? Yeah, I did it correctly the first time. This match is never gonna end. I'm never gonna end the stream just for you guys. And they are requeuing into the next round, into the last game. 3-hour finals, yeah. Or maybe not the last one, if they tie it again. The first time we ever see the tournament going to round 9 out of 8 to decide the winner. We are resimulating it as queuing into the next party game to generate 8 more games, but we are gonna ignore repeats as we usually do, as we would do in these situations. And the next game is Super Ship to decide it all. Yeah, Super Ship is not repeat, so well, Super Ship finale with as well as 3 randoms in the lobby too, since we refreshed it. Oh boy. Who the fuck would win that? With all 4 players being fully focused on the game, they all will be able to outlive all 3 randoms, or not as competent as some other ones. With one of them being McPopped, winning no one. We are at a tiebreaker scenario with round 9 and Super Ship. With all 4 players are still in the game, but whoever dies first might be the deciding one to end it all, because their teammate might would need to win a 1v2 to get the matters into a round 10. Imagine round 10 right now. We should do round 10, but we'll see what my brain decides to do right now. If all 4 of them are in a pretty tough spot, as all randoms are dead and not that much land, people are trying to play somewhat carefully, with Bacon ending up not in the best scenario, trying to jump and successfully hitting the first jump, out of possibly many, since the super ship is gonna drag on for quite a bit. If Skye is the next person to be in the not the best scenario, them hitting the jump too, and Cobb slowly running out land next, but before he runs out, he decides to jump early to try to cut Bleach off guard, and he manages to do so, putting Bacon in a 1v2 scenario here. Bacon is fighting off with Cobb and Skye, putting Skye in a dangerous position once again. Skye trying to hit their jump, doesn't manage to do so, dying out in the 3rd place, and it's Cobb versus Bacon for the win here in the matchup. Cobb only needs to get 1st place here, and it's all over, while Bacon would need to win another round if he wins this one. Both of them are slowly running out of land. Cobb once again in a scenario where he needs to jump, and he hits the jump again, and putting Bacon in a dangerous spot. Bacon trying to pop off, trying to survive, manages to hit the jump, but still in the dangerous situation right afterwards. Might need to do another jump soon, with Cobb stealing some land from him, being able to survive for longer, and with Bacon once again at the end of his land, trying to do another jump. What's the score, guys, for the match? It's 3-3. I am dragging it for as long as I could. Yeah, it's 1-1, then 2-1, then 2-2. After game 3, game 4 ended up in a tie, and so did game 5. So we're doing round 9 for game 5. You came here as I was about to declare how round 9 ends. I think I should win it. Would you want to see round 10? I'm really good at super jumps. You already hit 3 jumps this game. And Cobb hit 2 jumps. I'm okay at super jumps. Yeah, just consistently can hit 40 jumps, that's okay. 3 is that hard else. 3 is not that hard when you're playing with randoms. It might be a bit hard in the last round of the 2v2 finale with a bunch of land already being distorted. Might be a bit hard. It's just as easy, real. Alright. Source, trust me. Yeah, I trust you. I give you. I was gonna say that you failed this jump and Cobb is in it, but you hit one more jump. I give it to you, stealing about half of land from remaining from Cobb, and both of you end up in a pretty similar positions now, and it is the fight between who can conserve more land, because so much space is exhausted on the map, and it is just the fight of and even if one of you managed to hit the jump, they might be jumping to their death anyway. So it is the question of movement, question of conserving the land with only few more squares of land remaining to end it all. And both Bacon and Cobb approach the end of their land around the same time, and both of them attempt to jump just just to try to save themselves right at the end. And one of the players finally, after long and enduring finale of Super Ship Jam, after long continuing finale of Super Ship dies. And this person is Bacon. Giving the win in the whole tournament to Cobb and Skye. I'm sorry, Bacon. Yeah. I try to make it as long and interesting as possible, but I don't think my throat can survive for another match. And I want to, like, I thought it would end way earlier, but getting to the round 9 of 5 games is... Show game 5 scores. And it is... It has to be rigged for Cacti, I agree. If one Cacti cannot win, it has to be the other one. But to be fair, Cobb and Skye are kind of busted team. To be fair. They're kind of good. They're kind of good, I would say. Jigsaw being in is rigged. I agree. So it should be banned for every Cobb game. This is something I was thinking about. Not banning Jigsaw, no. But I had an idea for the next 1v1 tournament after Dark Horse is to add a bit more element of strategy. Like, if we'll have less banned games for 6th 1v1, like if, for example, game selection will be the same as Dark Horse, which it might not be, I have no idea yet. But I was thinking of giving each player before each match a choice to ban one game, which might result in Cobb never playing Jigsaw ever again, but I was thinking maybe it would be kinda cool for the strategizing and adding a bit more to 1v1s. I already guessed, yeah. Time to never play Workshop again. I'd rather have fun. I'm never buying Jigsaw in Workshop, even against standard IL based. I'll assume you would ban like Big Jousting or Frozen 4 all the time. Which is probably what I would be doing. Yeah. I don't know if this is what will be for 6-1v1, but it is something I was thinking. On strategy and force people to be more varied rather than just have one good game. Yeah, I agree. And, we had something like that during first 2v2. The problem is just the bad games back then were not implemented properly. It was the first tournament with banned games, so it was a bit scuffed. And after that, we had just, I don't know, we had 5 and then 6 banned games afterwards, which was already a bit too much. Letting people ban games as well after it. So I think if we lower the amount of banned games for the next 1v1, we will probably have the people we will let people decide the one banned game extra from each side. Yes, yeah. Would add up to the tournaments, and I also like bringing something new each tournament. Even if it's a small thing, I like to add some more stuff to it to keep them more interesting. You're telling me I don't sip bleach and bacon? We slept on once. We got pig dressing 3 times in a row next time. I don't know what I would ban. Wasn't the Halloween event kind of similar? Yeah, but it was people were choosing in their application what to ban 3 games, and if those games aligned with, if one of those games aligned with the game that your opponent chose, that it's like was not getting banned. Basically, it cancels out. So I also think it would significantly reduce game selection RNG because there would be fewer games that would be entirely guaranteed sweep for one person. Yeah, because there are some people who just consistently can sweep most of them. Most of the people in some games like Cobleemil and Jigsaw is pretty unbeatable. Although not against AL, I guess. In Jigsaw. But either way, let me wrap up this tournament with a Skye victory, and this is the end of Redemption 2v2. Bacon and Bleach making it to the second place through losers bracket, me and D finishing in third, Cobb and Skye clean first place, Ken Enki fourth, Itamar, Swift, Daniel Monkey tied for fifth, and Uglta Big Sivar eliminating first, unfortunately, but still. That's the tournament. You guys were here to witness it. I don't know if I'll ever do something like that again. Maybe if I come up with the way to make it less, I don't know, tedious and faster to do, or just do smaller tournaments. I don't know. Because it did seem a bit long to me, so. Hold on, let me see. I got sent some stuff here and asked to do it on stream. Like for example, Nils Windsor loses 1-1 based on pick just making in Ragnarok. If Nils could ban pick just, it would reduce the game selection RNG for him. Yeah, probably. I'm trying to access some website that I got sent and it's not working. Man. Yeah. I think it's also a good addition because like you probably not always be like you would have to choose between banning a good game for your opponent, a very good game for opponent, or a very bad game for you, like which like depending on who will be against you, which means each game would feel like different because of it, with different games being allowed or not allowed. But it is up. It is not gonna be soon, because after Dark Horse, the next big one will be a team tournament, and it's most likely gonna be 3v3, but I'm not sure yet. And the next big one will probably be around January or February, I would say. Let us focus our eyes on Dark Horse, which is the next big thing on Party Game server. I think it would encourage learning about your opponent, being active and calm, watching tournament tackling and Atsarachi, which are both good things. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, sound because I feel them and pick Justin would be lame, so I'm buying Justin all the time, real. But Dark Horse is scary. Dark Horse is scary. I have no idea what to expect from it. which is why it's gonna be very exciting. Very cool tournament, hopefully. With the what's it called? With brackets dropping soon. Also, I forgot to announce the prediction competition, which I'll do in a bit after the stream. I wanted to do it before stream and then I just forgot. So yeah, this is also gonna be a thing. I do well, but honestly looking at the participants, I could see myself either winning or getting at first, depending on games and how people play. Yeah. I really have no idea who will win this one. I feel like there's like 7 or 8 like very good people. But it's like mostly because they played before, so I know what to expect from them. There's also like almost half the tournament are new people, so like imagine we get a completely like newbie win from a person who never played in tournaments before. I would love to see that. I'm gonna get all the predictions. I probably won't know at least half the participants. Yeah, I would expect people not getting predictions as correctly as they did in the previous one. And considering that most people are new and most matches will probably be close, so yeah, I could see any of the people you listed. Maybe CJ placeholder name. Honestly, Bombardment Buccaneers Grand Finale. Swifts versus Idemar. We looped around the whole stream because I'm pretty sure I said something like that at the beginning of the stream too. IL is Dark Horse. No one expects the IL sweep in Dark Horse. Alright. Well, I'm gonna be ending the stream. A little bit of experimental format which dragged out on 3 streams, but we finally finished it. And now all of our eyes on my streams will be towards the next actual tournament, which starts in 2 or 3 days or so. I will probably do a stream before the bracket announcement where I don't know what I'll be doing, but I want to like stream a bit, hang out, and then discuss the bracket with you guys and share my predictions. And then we will begin the tournament. Dark Horse only won the first tournament in that format on our server, and hopefully it will go well, it will be cool, and people will have good times. Yeah. But either way, I will be going now. I will send you guys to Ship stream. He is also a participant. Dark Horse. He's not playing 5 games right now, but he is streaming, so go support him. Very cool guy. Was helping me cast 5-1v1 and just a chill dude. So, and thank you guys for watching the stream, and hope you enjoyed this format. And like, if you have any suggestions towards similar formats or similar stuff, please leave them in my Discord server. I would love to do something like that again if you guys enjoyed it, but maybe not as long. So yeah. All right. But either way, I will be leaving now. Thank you guys once again for being here through this whole 4-hour hell. And I will see you guys during the brackets announcement for Dark Horse Only 1. Yeah, it will be fun. See you guys. Bye. I love you all.